does not get to go to Toronto. Everything ends here. The other team will be punching that final ticket to Toronto, making it back to the international. So let's find out who that's going to be. Is it going to be Paper X or DRX? Let's welcome the teams.
Pacific.
Let's go, boys.
There's only one spot left to qualify for Masters Toronto, and tragically, but great for us, it is between the brothers RX, DRX, and Paper X. For DRX, it's been a season of redemption. After falling short last year, they regrouped under Termi's steady hand, storming through the Pacific kickoff and earning a spot in Bangkok. But now they're up against their longtime rival, the team that shares part of their name. Can they defeat Paper X once again?
Yeah, Hyunmin is such a scary duelist inside of Pacific. Mako is unshackled, and DRX are looking to derail this PRX hype train before it makes it to Toronto and maintain their appearance at Masters events.
Paper X is the opponent. They were once a favorite on the international stage, and they faced a reality check in March, missing out on their first ever Masters event. This was a team that once held the record for the longest consecutive qualifications, and they were suddenly left watching from the sidelines. But they fought their way through the lower bracket, now just one train stop away from reaching Toronto. This might be the most Paper X storyline ever.
Yeah, the former Kings of Pacific had to watch their crown fall, and they're picking it back up. And if they win today, it rests firmly on top of their head as they can lock up to be the most attended once again in these Masters and international events, making it a 7th. Such a storied team, such a storied derby between these two rosters as well as these great coaches.
Yes, these are legendary coaches at this point here in Pacific. They face off so many times. There is a huge friendly rivalry between these two teams, but I know when they both go to international events, they become best friends, and that's why it's so sad they cannot go together this time.
Someone has to go home today.
Yeah.
One of these two teams will not be making it, but it's so hard to call who. Arguably, both of these teams deserve to be there. They have such storied past attending these big events, so it's going to be sad to say goodbye to one of these, but as you say, fantastic for us to watch.
Now here are the predictions. We got two glowing in blue, Pilski and Achilleos. And honestly though, I think this could still go either way. But Pilski, why did you go for DRX?
I feel like DRX is the most solid team out of the two here. PRX have a lot of momentum in the lower bracket. You can see everyone is on the hype train, but make no mistake, in my opinion, I don't think DRX are underdogs. I think they're the favorites in this series.
I would agree with you. I was shocked when we saw how many of us predicted for Paper X. I do think DRX are still the favorites into this game, but it's so easy to get behind the boys at Paper X.
Iya, Manfred udah nggak main ya.
I believe in them. I believe they have a great story.
Welcome yang
but I
baru
do think that they're the
join.
underdogs. I think DRX have been proven to be such a solid team. Arguably, they should have locked up their spot already.
Winnable nggak nih guys?
Game, they were one round away. Paper X have had a much harder time.
Biasanya DRX sih bikin susah ya.
Just now, for them to win, all they do is throw Mini into the coal there to fuel the train to victory. Just throw an old X-Fanatic coach.
Tapi yang nggak kayak Genji sih.
compositions pick
Biasanya yang bikin
DRX
susah banget
are
PRX
making
tuh Genji
another
tuh
change.
biasanya.
We're seeing them bring out
Mainnya terlalu
both
disiplin
Vice
parah.
and Deadlock. Now this has to be a deliberate counter to this Paper X double duelist style. They have a lot of stopping power and a lot of utility across the board. Both Vice and Deadlock have a lot of different tools you can use to kind of slow down this double
I
duelist.
think it's going to be very annoying for PRX to
Lotus,
attack
guys.
into that and especially be able to
Speak
attempt
siapa tadi
the
nih ya?
post plants here on the defensive side. But DRX's defense has been so
Topik
good
pertama
on this
siapa tadi
map.
ya?
They are 36 and 12 in defensive rounds the last 4 maps. Like 75% they are owning on defense with this double duelist, and a lot of that comes down to something on the Yoru and just how annoying Jing is being on the Raze right now.
I mean, you guys make a good point about DRX, so I don't know who the underdog is here, but DRX definitely knows how to play double duelists now, even if they're not doing it today, but that means they have a lot of tools to face against a team like Paper X. Now, these are rivals and brothers in arms, and to take us through the Fated series, it's Achilleos and Paper Thin.
And here we go, once again, the derby comes back around, but as the desk was saying, this time only one of these teams can get that final spot at Masters Toronto. DRX versus Paper
Ayo,
X, the
spot
El
terakhir nih,
Clasico of
Master
Pacific
Toronto.
to decide it all.
This is an incredibly hype matchup. I mean, with the stakes that are being presented to both of these teams, a trip to Masters Toronto
Buat
on the
temanin
line. And
Genji
both of the
sama
RXs
RRQ guys.
are so used to being there. They're so used to being that team that goes to the international events. But this time around, it may not be.
Brother v brother here, it feels
Kan
like.
ngebantai lagi kan nih di Lotus nih guys.
We get ready to jump into this one. Lotus to start us off once again, then an Icebox as the follow-up.
Lihat banyak banget bang.
DRX
Supporter
faithful
Koreanya bang.
cheering out. Sure, the Paper X faithful cheering from
Oh,
behind their
langsung
PCs.
dipasang trap guys.
Majority of which will be
Kayaknya
watching
counternya si Vice sih
from
emang.
home.
Kemarin kan gak main Vice si T1 kan. Jadi
As for
kebantai
now,
banget. Ini harusnya udah gak berani terlalu maju nih.
Crash used here.
Paper X ini.
Hyunmin clears out the door. Jing just going to be tucked in for the moment, hiding away. So far,
Deadlock,
it's
guys.
a very quiet round here from both sides.
Bisa counter ini
Alright.
kah? Counter race-nya kah?
DRX can do, being very cautious. You know, you want to figure out where these double duelists are going to be coming at you from, especially Jing, who has been devastating, especially in pistol rounds for Paper X recently. Back on the raise, back on that comfort, and he's been making the most of it.
So how quickly he was able to get those showstoppers online versus Boom on this very map. I believe it was 3K into 3K when the pistols came down to it. 40 seconds still remaining on the clock. Everybody from DRX now clustered up as Bane. Lineup set up here for Waterfall. The wall will go up and over the top. See where it plops down right there. Perfect position. Starting to get cleared out here. And for now,
Wah, pintar banget guys.
site going to be taken by DRX. Devi
Wah.
holding back here on the corner. Headshot finished off, freeing. Clean with that
Auto
goes to
memperlambat sini
Now looks
guys.
to back away as Prowler and Paranoia both get sent over towards this singular player. He swoops back down over towards Waterfall. Is able to find himself a second kill as Mako, unscouted, unnoted, and untenable,
20 guys.
has
Satu,
torn
guys.
apart 3. And DRX will take the opening pistol.
Yeah, just good map control here for DRX. They're able to push some space on towards Rubble. Use some of that info they're finding early to pivot over towards C. Paper X has to try to fight their way back in. And that grenade made Jing feel like that corner was going to be clear, but it didn't go quite deep enough. Mako was able to slide down the ramp a little bit, retake that position,
Udah pada bisa pelajari ini.
and clean up the round. So DRX
Counternya
comes
memperlambat tempo
out with
mereka
that
aja.
first pistol. Ever so important. Gonna have an outlaw. Gunman looking for an opportunity. Smoke
Wah,
blooms just
bang.
in time
Hati-hati bang, outlaw bang.
for the players of Paper X, but it's DRX's smoke.
4 targets through that smoke. Now scaling forward, Hyunmin going for the peak, finds one target. Quick little exit here. Estrella sticks around for a little bit longer. Finds one swap to the ghost. Hyunmin tagged low. Backpedaling, but
Nice
swiftly
banget.
puts Forsaken on the floor. Orb going to be picked up here, freeing, looking to get that Armageddon online. As seems like the quiet over towards A being signaled over here to the rest of the players. Hyunmin asks for the rotation. They abide. DRX successfully avoid the final 2 players of PRX.
Yeah, just Paper X trying something a little bit cheeky. as is normally the case. And they're going to be pretty quick to rotate, though. And depending on the timing, well, Mako's just seemingly just going to turret in that direction. Doesn't want to let that flank come through, find any value. But this is going to open up some space here. DRX going to grab an extra orb, figure out who they want to give the plant over to. Try to fast track some of those ults.
Mako sending the paranoia, tapping the door. He's constantly shifting back towards the site now. Peeks out, back rubble, finds one.
nice
Not
bar.
going to be able to find a transfer for that second. So it does get taken down. Bit of damage going to be dealt here, but it's going to be Hyunmin as well, finding himself 3 charges towards that dimensional drift. DRX start things off 2-0.
Berat gini guys.
Yeah, that's just solid stuff from Hyunmin. Hasn't died yet. 3 kills so far. Mako, though,
Bisa nggak nih balik ini?
just, relieved of the IGL duties and is just able to go out and frag and is accomplishing that. Has been a real force for this team as usual. You just are going to expect that Mako's putting up numbers. Now it's Paper Rex's chance to try to respond. Still, though, a couple Bulldogs, that Outlaw, some good weaponry Paper Rex is going to have to face.
Mako TP'd, back rubble, bit of pressure coming his way, swing out, something,
Banget,
able to find a
something.
headshot, puts him down.
Dikit lagi padahal tuh.
Straight forward into the smoke. Not going to be rewarded with any damage. A 1-for-1 at the end of it all. Jing left dead on the floor. Sheer wall here as Patman. I'm not sure if that jiggle went wide enough to actually get the spot out. Estrella holding the angle. They got a double face, but he actually pulls off. He's finding the timing here, does Estrella, to go ahead and get himself out of harm's way.
And Patman now send that Prowler out. Seen by DRX. It's just going to be freeing on his own. Salvo's about to come back online. Forsaken just got a peek.
Would have been a belter of a shot. Instead, just
Nice
wiggle and
banget
backpedal.
Jason.
Hyunmin on the
Ayo
floor.
balikin yuk.
Player advantage now here for the side of Paper Rex.
Oh,
Forsaken
nice
looking for blood.
banget Jason.
Indeed, find it. 3 kills.
Gelo.
Spike now on the ground. Wall tripped, freeing. Locked in position with the player on the flank.
30 seconds left.
Well,
Thinking about his best course of action here. Would love to get some more damage in.
kind of know he's probably pillars.
Swoops around. Something about to be in the open, but has the headshot.
Something.
Crispy with it. Survives with 46 HP. 4 players alive. Paper Rex get themselves on the
Bang,
board,
bang.
denying the bonus.
Yeah, this is really crucial for Paper Rex to come through this relatively unscathed.
Sudah langsung balik
Good
ini.
read there by something. Yeah, Hyunmin able to find the one. Jing trying to blast pack his way a little bit closer to Rubble, but it's caught in transition. Forsaken holding the line very, very nicely. So that Rubble fight in the long run going Paper Rex's way.
Move my wall.
Curious how much attention DRX wants to play to this, but I mean, having that deadlock in there makes things a little bit trickier in that regard. You're not going to have quite as much util. You still have the Teo, of course. Ooh, we're about to have a fight at Mound.
Oh bang.
And that's going to be one that Mako loses.
Mas bang,
Trapped there.
rame bang.
On his lonesome, ends up getting taken down. Still the double stack set up, freeing around the corner. Boombot looking to try to scout him out. Does not, however. The question is, do they think that he's there? But they're not going to stick around to find out. Quick back away, Forsaken back to Jiggle peeking here.
That should give you a pretty good read that it's going to be A. I mean, Freeing trying to sell this as best as he can, but that Prowler got no contact at B from Patman. Flash to try to do something, and something gonna know here with that tap of the door for sure. Paper Rex ready to roll.
Wall to try to block off stairs. Estrella given the task of trying to breach this position here, perhaps.
Ya, Jing.
Gonna be taken
Untung
down.
dapat
Bailey
hit.
Kemley quickly traded out as something does manage to find the one. Estrella doesn't even get the opportunity to be involved in the fight, which is a glimpse there. On to Patman. B-site opened up 2v4 though.
30
Try
seconds
to
left.
keep the lead. Freeing, is he going to be ready for this angle? And he's just slowly walking forward. There's the
Nice,
check.
Jason.
There's the snap. Forsaken. Looking damn clean so far. Dimensional drift.
Dipisau lagi, guys.
Just to give no opportunity whatsoever. Estrella is going to be harassed by the Yoru as the defuse gets started. And now he just holds him back, locking him away from the site. 2-2. We are tied up. Paper
Yorunya
Rex.
jauh lebih ahli
Nicely
nih guys.
dispatching DRX here.
Yeah, they're just reading the map really well. This is something that impressed me when I was doing some VOD review getting ready for today with Paper Rex in their run-up here in the playoffs. They're making really good use of the information that they're finding on the map, and it's stuff like what Patman does. He just throws out a Prowler B. You know, they've only had a little bit of contact C. Over at A, something's able to backpedal, and they're still able to kind of put the pieces together that this is going to be an A hit, and, you know, just smother DRX out of that A attempt, force them over to B, where Forsaken's happy to find that off angle, get the kill. And here we go. Now, Gunman TPs with his ult. Gonna go just check things out. Razorvine's there to slow up if there's any fast hit off the back of it. And look at where Paper X is.
Setup-nya sama lagi nih guys. Ditutup lagi
They're
mid-nya.
playing back, not wanting
Harusnya.
to give the opportunity over to DRX to find these opening picks. The wall quickly cleared out because they have everyone in positions, and now the site is suddenly that much more insight here for them. As Jink bounding forward, able to find one main, the other trying to get back. Straight on the floor, the spike not yet planted. Mako has the ultimate. Be a potential pivot angle, but they're still widely stuck in here.
Bahaya banget ya. Asli dah.
Once back online, Mako able to find one. A little bit of a wide swing out. Patman trying to just whittle away here at Hyunmin. Hasn't really gotten too much contact yet, and now is going to be the last one standing. And as he swings back through, Hyunmin will have the headshot. 3 players alive. Mako holding on by a sliver.
Ketat guys, ketat guys.
DRX do manage to go ahead and reestablish the lead by 1 round.
Yeah, don't mind the ideas here on the fly from Paper Rex. You know, wanting to stack up, wanting to deal with that deadlock wall as quickly as possible. But, I mean, DRX post-plant, even though it's not technically a post-plant, but they get into these crossfires, they get into these setups, and they're so tough to break. They're so disciplined. So having to give up space early is going to play into DRX's hands, in my opinion. And now you've got a couple huge ults. Annihilation, Armageddon. Ooh, missed the shot.
A rare miss.
Terlalu tipis sih itu.
Considering how he's been performing with the op in the last few days. Double stack at mounds. Drone gets cleared, spots him out. Forsaken ready in case there's going to be more pressure coming in this direction, but DRX already has scattered to the winds. Shoulder spotted. A warning shot there at the end of the day for something.
Still though, they're reading this nicely. The player's still that close to the door. Send some reinforcements over to back up this operator. He's going to put the TP at drop, but maybe this seemingly going to be a B pivot with players at B main. There is that vice wall.
Yeah, looking for the net just in case there's somebody playing close. No one going to be spotted. Sonic sensor going to be set up there. The connector position as paint shells get ready to fly, bouncing forward. Looking for some damage, bring on the crossfire, able to find a vibe. Patman going to be taken out, but not before he's able to find Hyunmin.
Hey, Jing. Kenapa gitu, Jing?
Forsaken cannot escape the grasp here. The Annihilation catching just a moment before the TP could go through. Dragged it to his demise. Something now just looks to try to hold on to this operator. But this round is on lock. DRX looking to move up now 4-2.
Yeah, DRX doing a great job. Saw it early in the pistol round in the follow-up where they're really working the map nicely. Here they're kind of back to it. Getting that early B main control. Paper X giving up a lot of space. DRX able to take full advantage of it this time. It's a quicker pivot. It's an instant decision to set up that B crunch. And it works an absolute treat. Don't want to mess with the op anymore, though. I'm just going to let Paper X carry that over. Curious if we're going to see an early timeout from Alex and Mindfreak. Weird to say that.
JJ kenapa guys?
Still getting
Bisa
used to it.
gitu ya?
That being said, you know,
Looks like
I
the
think
answer is yes.
good. I think it's the perfect
Mulai
time.
nih.
And I think really what
Ada
I'm
aja
saying here is
gerakannya
get
ini.
a little bit more aggressive at the mains. Get a
Ya
little bit more
ampun,
aggressive at C
lagi
Mountain.
siap ulti padahal
Take a little
JJ.
bit more map control here. You don't have to go nuts, but
J, kenapa J?
because it's going to be, especially with that op there, you should be able to do a pretty good job of locking down one side,
Marah-marah
either
guys,
C
lihat
or A,
guys.
and then playing a little bit more aggressive off the back of that is
Guru
potentially
Penjas
what
marah-marah
could be.
guys.
Also, talking
Guru
to some
BK,
people
guys.
behind the scenes, Mindfreak really getting involved during these timeouts. He's like really got some good ideas. There were some timeout calls previously when they played Boom that he came through with some really good calls that literally won Paper X rounds. So nice to see him getting involved and still keeping that positive mentality, still being that team player. Yeah, but Patman as well was, oh man, he was so good on Fracture last week. He was so clutch, dude.
And it's a huge part of that victory for them.
Please,
May
DRX,
have an
go to
opportunity.
Toronto.
Yeah. May still have an opportunity to have that impact again if this goes to 3. And this is Paper X's pick here, this Lotus map, so we'll see how they fare. Have the operator, still very solid potential to get some damage dealt, if not pull up.
Saving aja sih yang lain sih.
I
Saving
was
dulu
gonna say
sih.
everybody else is sheriffs.
Saving
Forsaken
aja.
ups to
Udah
change
1000
over to
semua
the
itu.
Ghost.
Lumayan dapat half ini kan.
Made ready. As well as that C is trying to get a catch here at back rubble. No one really caught by it as the push forward, and Jing just able to barrel stuff, finds Hyunmin.
Alah, kena guys di
Drawn out,
situnya
but it
guys.
seems like botched. I think he died as he was trying to get the rocket to fly. No flick to be found. Something repositioning shifts over as DRX could very much do the same and just call a pivot over towards B if they'd like. Either way, it looks like they want to still plant here on A. Paranoia catching onto them for a moment, forces them off the angle. The full flash connects now on the device. He plays towards drop.
Gotta be mega careful here. Something to not want to give that operator over.
I feel like the call has to be for him to go to a save.
Ya, Davai.
Not quite able to spot out device from there,
Mati
but the
dong.
salvos will go ahead and ensure his demise.
Mati dong
Attempt to try
guys.
to take somebody down with him. At the end of the day, though, it's going to be something once again holding on to the operator, so
Saving.
Thrifty not to be found.
Yeah, but I
Tapi
like
bisa
the
dikejar
ideas
nih,
here
bahaya
from
nih.
Paper Rex. You have
Maksa
some really good
ambil nggak
util.
nih? Harusnya
to
maksa
contest
sih.
that A main control, that A lobby control.
Harusnya dipaksa nih. Untuk
Throw it
dibunuh
at
nih.
DRX, make them make the first move. Put the pressure onto Hyunmin. I mean, as great as he has been this
Untungnya
year,
langsung banyak banget
put
mereka
some
nih
pressure
kalau
onto him.
menang. Kalau
and see if you
ngambil
can
semua.
come through. Obviously, weaker weaponry there may be a big part of that equation, but it was exactly what I was kind of looking for. You have something take C mount control with the op. You put some pressure at Rubble. The big picture ideas are good. Obviously, the weaker weaponry,
Mana
not.
guys?
Yeah. We'll see how they fare going into the next buy. Does feel a lot more costly, though. We'll see here perhaps what happened to the
Banget di
showstopper.
sini mati ya sini ya.
Just an attempt at sending it, but point blank there was Bane able to find the
Kenapa,
punish
guys?
immediately before that could even fly out. Otherwise, that could have been absolutely devastating. So for now, still a bit of a slow game for Jing. Have to wait the cycle up that next one. Steel Guardian going to be online here for the side of Paper Rex. Not too far off having that Nightfall either. Patman just one more charge.
Well, this time, something shifting over towards B. Might have a chance. Depends on if they commit a flash or paranoia to this angle. See Mako and Hyunmin.
Fake out being sent, not being bought. This would have been a hell of a time to fake it either way. Sure, Walt does get cleared. Mako starting to drift backward. The swing out.
Oh,
There you
nice
go.
banget guys.
Could have
Itu
been
dia.
section. Something has the kill.
Masa kalah lagi ini sudah dapat Mako nih.
Reading pretty well, pretty soon that this is going to be C, but all this util very far back for Paper Rex. Gonna have an ultimate there as well for Estrella.
Pelan-pelan aja yuk, satu-satu aja yuk.
They're gonna pop it, and Paper Rex wise to it.
Backed away.
Yep.
Triple push.
Nice
Slow up there
banget
outside of
lagi,
A
bro.
main, but something on the peak, able to find
Bagus
one
banget.
as Estrella going to be taken down. Op still finding that value, and now he repositions, wrapping around, joining in alongside Devi. Weapons looking to be taken away. On pop, Paranoia out, tucked back behind the box. Two players pinned in here, now trying to fight their way
Nice.
out to freedom. Payne can't
Nice.
find it. Fring now all alone here.
Nice.
On the site, and something picks up a 3K to get Paper Rex their third
Good
round
guys.
win in flawless fashion.
I mean, you gotta love the awareness you're seeing from Paper Rex, just being ready for that ult to be grabbed for Estrella, playing back off of it so they don't have to worry about the Steel Guard, and they have a Steel Guard and a counter. You can play that tic-tac-toe game all day, and that early map control, so important. That rubble control, so important for them,
Ini
because that
penting banget
allows
sih itu.
them to take space on the
Langsung
map
take
quickly.
down-nya
It
dua
allows them to
anchornya langsung
rotate through
sekaligus.
their opponent's spawn so quickly,
Hmm.
and it helps now. Something starting to hit some shots. Very important for him,
Let's go boys.
because you can see that earlier on they showed us a graphic where when there's an operator on the defender side for Paper Rex, they're winning like 2/3 of
Kelas
their rounds.
guys.
So need to get a few more of those going. Meanwhile, Termi's like, nah, brah. We gotta win a bunch on this side.
I have to assume that it's likely related to the operator. How to identify it, how to avoid it, what they need to be doing, given the impact that we just saw from something in the round.
Yep.
Be my suspicion.
little bit tough though. You know, obviously you have the stealth drone. That's the only thing that's really going to give you that clean look.
Yeah.
That free look.
Hard clear.
Yeah. You can do some soft clears, right? Jiggling and things like that, which you expect to see, but some good smokes as well from Mako. But, you know, with a double sentinel composition, it's going to be tricky to scale forward to get past that op. I mean, you're not going to give yourself as many tools to deal with it. So it has to be a lot more diligence with your individual play and positioning.
For every op shot that something hits, DRX is well aware it's another corpse thrown into the fire by Sliggy and Co.
It's another.
Langsung.
Fueling the trade.
Langsung di ini guys.
It's another.
Pada tahu Jingnya bakal ngedobrak duluan guys.
Oh, they're throwing the fans in at this point. They're desperate.
Oh, that's right. I heard.
Lempar duluan.
Yeah, that's right.
Pop flash turned away from
Nice
Batman.
banget, Batman.
Bane just does not have the weapon at the ready. Huge outplay, gun barrel going to be
Yeah.
spotted. Mako still, however, able to find two, but Jing on the
Untung
peak.
dari Jing.
Shuts him down. HL try to force his trade back.
Nice sudah.
Manages the trade one.
Hati-hati freeing.
Now it's just freeing alone. Spike in hand. Can try to get the play here.
Something.
Get that spike
Something.
planted, perhaps.
Ow. Ow.
They're worried that he got all the way up to stairs, but little do
Belum
they know,
ketahuan situ guys.
he slipped through towards B. May just wrap all the way to C. Indeed, he will. And that vice wall not going to give you any info on this one. It's just going to be a free plant. Op and a Vandal. So it just comes down to how to Divine and something want to approach the situation. Something a couple flashes though, so some decent opportunity. They could figure out where he is, but Freeing kind of guessing correctly here. Will put
Tapi
himself
guys.
in a really nice position to use the salvos and the concuss potentially. He's going to hear that door. Let's see what Paper X can do.
Swing all the way around slowly here towards the waterfall, but if something gets set up on the line, and
Menang
anticipates
timing
this,
guys.
could be brutality.
Bener aja kan?
Finds
Menang
the peak,
timing
finds
ini
the
mah.
shot, but peeks out as he sends the salvos. Plays it impatiently.
Oh, untung guys
Divine.
selesai guys.
Gets the
Dapat,
shot to go ahead and bail them out on the round. 5-4. Just under 2 seconds to spare. Del DRX maybe getting a little bit antsy. Off the back of the timeout, not being able to find the win. Paper X got to be grinning ear to ear.
Hampir guys.
For sure.
Makonya dapat momen ini. Padahal.
Keep an op in play as well. Jing getting involved. Good setup there with the trap behind the smokes.
Wah bagus
Again, you're going to
banget.
see a lot of that trickery from Paper X. They
Untung
love
sambil
to try
normal
to
ya guys.
catch you off guard.
Freeing.
Yunmin going to have an op now as well, though. So both of our Yorus going to be sporting the snipers. And you do have a couple ults. Patman has his. Armageddon.
He's nade.
Oh, God.
And does almost take some damage there.
Grab net. Catching something there. But he can TP right away. So that's potentially false information unless DRX can get a good read. He would have TP'd away from that.
I think if you get seized and then you gate crash, it should pull you all the way back through the map to that spot. Just reeling you in.
That would be sick.
Nice banget something.
Timing peaks. Stray at timing dies. Jing now looking to do the same.
Jing.
Bane
Jing.
scouting him, but nobody else prepared to really take
Jing.
him on.
Nice
He's forward,
banget guys.
Mako melted down as
Itu
Jing comes away with
loh.
3. And it's flawless from Paper X as they tie it up
Paper
at
X,
5-5.
bro.
Yeah, they're really starting to come online now. Starting to feel themselves a bit. Great nightfall. And Jing plays off of that so quick. You know, Mako has to be watching the other direction. There's players coming from a bunch of angles. And his teammates, you know, you got to expect that maybe they can win that fight. And yeah, Jing just
Let's
not
go,
having any of
J.
it. Starting to come alive for Paper Rex.
Bangun J, bangun J.
Again, if he starts to frag out too, then this two-headed snake that they can bring out with these two duelists is fearsome to say the least.
Not being shy about this at all, but look at this. I mean, he sees Jing taking this orb. He knows that the Showstopper's online, but there's nothing more that they can do to try to prevent this. Youngmin clawing his way out. Showstopper going to be sent. It's going to be
Buset,
Patman.
depan.
He's able to find the kill. Estrella swinging the corner.
Di
Trade one
depan
back as
muka,
Jing does
guys.
get taken down. Armageddon even going to
Aduh,
be committed
Patman.
to this round as
Aduh.
Mako finds Patman. Forsaken is dead. Suddenly, player advantages here for the side of DRX. As something drops down as a mask of his own.
Nice banget.
Slaps it on Divine. Fully blinded up. TP reposition. Ults galore.
Oh my God.
But Defy is able to find two.
Oh.
Freeing it straight out. Now going to be taken down.
Wall
And
bang,
Bosco
yes.
hasn't touched it all. Collects a weapon. The plant not for him. Manages narrowly to get the kill. The retap though, Defy. He knows that he's not on it. Mako swings.
Nice
it,
fight.
Defy saves them once again.
Let's go.
And that is devastating as TRX committed.
Let's go, uncle. My uncle
Everything.
MJ.
Tons of ults used in this round. Showstopper, Armageddon. I mean, just crazy stuff.
They Omen TP.
MY, guys.
Two Yoru ults,
Ooh.
Omen TP.
Tapi ini bagus juga
Nice
nih
read
wallbangnya
there.
Mako, guys.
Oh, Divide.
Wallbang lagi, guys.
Nice to see Divide though, smiling, coming up with big clutches. It had looked like maybe
Big
he
clutch,
lost
bro.
that spark. Now he
Wah,
seems
seru
to have
sih
it
emang.
back.
2 tim ini seru, guys.
Paper X could take a positive half here. DRX wants to tie it up.
That's 6 and 6. Very possible, but of course it's the double duelist on the other side as Paper X get ready to go on that attack. TRX know that they need everything that they can possibly get. Bane one away from having another annihilation. First one able to find value. Gotten that kill on a Forsaken.
Penting.
Something repositioning. Both of them
Something. Kiri.
operating basically in tandem as both send out gate crashes. It's Strayas
Nice,
just
Batman.
strafing in to B. Double stack setup. Batman gets himself the kill. Handed over on a silver platter.
Tight angle for something.
Look at the read from PRX. They're already in position here.
I tell you, they've just done such a good job with their preparation.
TP wide, however. it's
Oh my
actually
God,
so short.
something.
He spotted nothing, did Forsaken. Calls for the rotation out. Something tries to scale forward, and then they don't read that Hyunmin had moved that far up. Seal guard looks to try to slow them up. Jingy is able to find one. Spring is going to be taken down. Spike going to be
Boleh kenapa, guys?
recovered. There's that annihilation, not finding anything. Batman pushing up, shots, just
Yeah,
fishing through the
Batman.
smoke as Mako often does. Finds himself a kill, looks for a little bit more. Tags
Nice.
Jing, but as the smoke dissipates, Jing finds the headshot.
Ade.
Too many players. So
Why?
Nano now all on Hyunmin.
Super low, guys.
With
Super
just
low,
8
guys.
HP.
Guys, super
Sends
low,
out the
guys.
fake.
Please, guys. Nice.
Dead as he exits that smoke. 7 to
Bro,
5.
bro, Paper
Paper
X,
X
bro.
out in front with a massive 5-round win streak to end the half.
Other than something just walking out there and dying at A main, this is just a great read. So many good reads from Paper Rex. They're really understanding this map so well. But
Nice
you know,
banget.
you look at it from the perspective of the second half. You look at the double
Let's
duels
go.
versus that double sentinel. You know, who's going to be
Hey,
able to
half time,
slow
half
who
time.
down? How impactful is that deadlock going to be? How impactful is that wall going to be? That extra little bit of control you're going to be giving yourself, potentially a C site, front of B, things like that. I mean, you have double wall, right? You have the vice wall, you have the deadlock wall. That's so annoying. You have to be so diligent here as Paper Rex.
Oh, I wonder who she's going to...
Tough choice.
Yeah. Will surprisingly go with TRX.
I'm so shocked. Oh, wait.
Okay. Do we have another one?
One more.
It's a best of 5. Apparently not. Master of Valorant, all-time Korea #1 Omen. That's what Mako stands for.
Hold on, let me write that one down.
It's pretty good.
Master, what was it, of all time? Korea?
Korea #1 Omen.
Korea #1 Omen. Okay. Put that one in the old notepad for later. Yeah, I mean, I think overall you have to be pretty happy with that defender side as Paper Rex. Normally, but going up against a double sentinel, I don't know. Obviously, that's going to be a big question mark. You know, how are they going to be able to adapt to that? I will say, God, if there's any team that can do it, you got to feel like it's Paper Rex because these guys just are so on the fly anyway. That's just how they roll.
Yep.
Maybe this is just really isn't too big of a deal.
2 sheriffs in hand. Sheer wall. It's going to be double facing. Estrella takes a ton of damage. He's got 3 HP. Just ate that paint shell.
Mm.
And then on the corner, instantly headshot into the spray down. Forsaken gets himself a second. Spike now planted, Freeing coming away with 2. Tries to keep it competitive, but got 2 players that just are so damn low. And there you go, final shot. We'll take him down. Bane just trying to send out the net, gets a catch, but there's just no way to try to fish out these kills. Devi perfectly happy to stay sat there, crouched down, Sheriff in hand. Paper X will go ahead, tie up the pistol count. Get 1 step closer towards closing out their map.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, I mean, good coordination here. Got a lot of bodies you're throwing at the problem. That is such a fast reaction from for Jason. Goodness gracious.
Did you say for Jason?
For Jason. Yeah.
Did you mean to say for
Well, I wanted to say Jason, and I was in the middle of saying for
Oh, fine, fine.
Came out. Look, I just turned 40. Leave me alone.
Gokil.
That's true.
Uncle satu ini menolak tua, guys.
It's well past my bedtime.
I'm sure most people will be shocked to hear that you've turned 40.
I'm sure.
Because they're like, damn, I thought that happened years ago.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, it's a miracle I'm not dead.
I love it. Anyway, so exec here onto the A site coming through for Paper X. No real opposition in their way. TRX just going to be looking to play a bit of a death ball retake perhaps, maybe even cluster up and die to the spike. Though, knowing Paper X, they won't be happy with that fate for their opponents. They will go on the hunt.
Oh boy. Something. Little does he know, there's quite a few players right around that corner, but they're actually mostly going stairs, so he's going to have an isolated fight up there. This actually works out pretty well for Paper X, I think.
Crisp headshot. Being able to find one. Devi eliminated. Some decent damage is found here onto the players as Mako frantically trying to take down something. Gets to the 20, however, but cannot find the kill.
Guys.
Overall, fairly clean. As Paper X now 9-5, 1 away from hitting double digits.
Yeah, so far
Let's
we
go,
haven't really seen the
boys.
utility from the Sentinels have much impact for the side of DRX. Got to start now. It's a great read from Paper X as well. You know, most of the players are coming from the stairs area. That's where your crossfire is. Something on his own. You put Mako up there to try to do it.
Boy.
Look, Mako's great, but in terms of how you kind of draw it up as Paper X, that's exactly what you want to see with that retake. This time, Mako getting really aggressive, trying to play off the back of the drone, but there's a counter drone there. Keep him at bay. No spokes. Oh my god. Smoke spam. Goodness. Smoke spam available. There's that wall, able to be baited out by the clone. Batman just doing his job, seeing what's going on at B. Sonic sensor right around that corner there for Bane.
Padahal tuh sini bagus banget Paper X, guys.
Map. Is that going to get red though?
Cara ini utilnya, guys.
Quickly cleared.
Mainin utilnya, terutama Batman ya.
Just go ahead and break that down.
Batman sama Forsaken sih. Utilnya berguna banget gila.
Their movements.
Yang lain
Something creeping forward.
lengkapi aja ini.
Just around this corner is Estrella. It's
Ah.
gonna be Hyunmin actually who finds the kill.
Tapi udah tahu sih, harusnya ada 2 di sana ya.
Preferred anyway from DRX, trying to get that.
Masih ada TP nggak nih? Yorunya?
Online
Udah nggak ada kan?
Yoru.
Harusnya nggak ada sih. Bagus banget.
That gets a catch. Players
Bagus
on the
banget
Bane
Bane-nya,
right now. Bane hearing the footsteps.
Tapi Forsaken.
We'll take one down. Mako
Yeah.
working here alongside the smoke, finds one, turns for the second, but Devi able to go ahead, cut him down. We now go into a 3v3. 17 seconds remaining. Util available to try to prevent this plan though. That's
J.
Onto the clone. Looks for a little bit more.
Oh, J.
Still staying alive
Nice.
for the moment, but
Untung masih di
Estrella
backup,
now
guys.
forsaken. Able to cut him down. It's all on Estrella. The 1v2 wrapping around both players here in position.
Not ready yet.
Won't even get the chance to try to use the flash. Basically stacked up your form.
Nice.
Flush this out. Devi picks up a 3K and Paper X pick up a 10th round victory.
Control the space.
I mean, it's just so cool to see Paper X, the way that they're kind of deathballing around the map. Okay, yeah, you lose something there, but that's fine. And again, if you're stacked up like they are, you know, you find one wall, the other wall gets used, you're able to clear it so quickly that it's essentially null and void. And you're able to just scale your way onto site, find some good kills. I mean, even though Jing didn't get a kill, he did some damage. That shot onto the clone was nuts, but didn't matter. Still though, Stinger, Sheriff's Ghost, Kuchama. Oh, the flash just got there in time.
Wants to try to get a catch here on the Yoru, but Gate Crash does not care. Noise is made. He hasn't been able to hear the exit. Stealth drone chasing forward, not going to catch a glimpse there. Thorn's already going to be pre-popped though. Sheer wall still set up. Sealed guard is going to be sent. Fake out. Hit there by the Stingers. TP forward, and Freeing has the headshot, finding one. The damage suffered here by something once again, down to 20 HP. Pinned in by the wall here for the
kirinya
moment.
bang, nggak ada yang kelihatan bang di kiri bang. Untung revive. Yellow Davai.
Suddenly it's just Hyunmin with the Stinger. Low HP on both. Only Davai.
Vai, jangan mati duluan, Vai. Nice.
It's gonna be Davai continuing.
Uncle bersinar, guys.
PaperX have been running away with this across
Let's
the two
go,
halves.
Uncle.
Now 9 rounds in a row.
Nyala gini guys, Uncle guys.
It's just, you know, when you
Kemarin
get
nggak
to the
dianggap,
mud,
tiba-tiba nyala gini guys.
that's where PaperX likes it. Things are all kinds of scrappy around this wall. You know, it's nicely placed. It trapped something, and then everybody's trying to figure out a way to deal with it. They throw a paranoia at it as well. And it looked like maybe DRX is going to come through, but the weaker weaponry cost them. It's a good idea. Now that PaperX is kind of aware of it, try something a bit different. Still though, Vice Wall going to be at C, and this could just be a pretty quick hit.
Seconds and spawn. Bane seemingly conscious about this, is swinging out and losing the fight.
Nice,
The Vandal. He's able to take him down, Mako. Tap of the door, finding kill onto Davai.
Cutting through.
And has widely been the final boss for a lot of these rounds. Hyunmin gonna go rushing forward here with the dimensional drift. Sees that they're not committing in with the plant. Straight holding here behind it upper. Jing has sight set on the angle. Pull out of the dimensional drift here from Hyunmin. Immediately gonna be chipped down.
Nice,
2 HP. Forsaken able to find that kill.
Ding. Ya elah, Jing.
Support Jing, the spike still not yet planted. Face forward here into Mako, who's able to gun down 3. Forsaken answers back with a shorty.
Elah,
Some HP,
guys.
nothing more to be done. DRX, they close out the round, but PaperX still have smiles on their faces.
Ayo, hey, jangan throw, hey.
To do so much damage.
Belum waktunya, guys.
It's a really good early read from PaperX, but DRX able to stabilize and hold so many different angles that PaperX never felt comfortable that they could put this spike down. They knew they had the Armageddon in play as well. So DRX just able to kind of find their timings. Just let the clock run, make PaperX make some moves, and then just punish them off the back of that. The timing there from all the players of DRX coordinating together on that good. Still a ton of work to be done.
Something grabbed here by the net.
Oh, bahaya.
Did he see Zeno Hyunmin?
Kanan,
The
bang.
gun barrel's been spotted, but I don't think Hyunmin's been scouted either.
Di kanan, bang. Aduh, nggak kelihatan, bang, di kanan, bang.
They are frantically looking for each other
Alah,
right now.
nggak kelihatan
Hyunmin with
lagi,
the
bang,
advantage.
bang.
Catches something completely off guard. Makes a quick exit, just gate crashing back over onto the site.
Yeah, they immediately ping the other side of Rebel where that TP would have come through. So we're really aware that that could be a possibility.
Ketahuan, guys.
Bane has his ultimate as well. This could get a little bit dicey. Trying to hold down that post plant. Just getting there may be difficult. Got Hyunmin and Bane very, very close. I'm going to throw up the wall, immediately cleared. For what it's worth, PaperX has been really on point with making sure that deadlock util doesn't do much.
Door taps, Jing looking to play entry here. Now is committed forward. Hyunmin able to stabilize, finds the shot before getting taken down. It's going to be the...
Waduh.
Oh, got the hit actually. As the Annihilation goes bounding forward. Catches one. Have they cleared him out?
30 seconds
They
left.
certainly have now, but it will still lead to his demise. As Bane
Ya,
turns over to the
ampun,
side, finds
guys.
Forsaken. Batman dead. Stray arrives at the front of the site. The RX now 2 rounds in a row. Still 4 separated.
Saving. Next.
Well,
Ini,
seemingly
guys.
able to find their
Saving,
footing a
saving,
bit
saving.
more. Again, just a
Next
little
round.
bit of trickery from Hyunmin. Something not ready for it. Probably kicking himself a bit. Even got the Nightfall invested. Batman.
Forsaken.
Yes, that was disgusting.
Tadi harusnya langsung ke
Jumping
belakang ya
around.
mereka ya.
It just turns and headshots his
Punya
opponent.
waktu untuk ini tuh. Revive.
So, okay, now it's PaperX's turn to be on a weaker buy. Jing does have his ultimate. Showstopper there. Bucky to back it up. The paint shells.
Yeah, right into his face. Mako Sends the paranoia early. And he's just going to ult to get out. Really thought there was going to be a ton of pressure coming his way. And at the same time,
In his defense,
other side of the wall.
it is Paper X.
Sure.
I don't blame him.
Very true. You have to. Well, there's also a showstopper here from Jing, which might just be about to see. There you go. As Mako counting up and over the top. TP.
Ya, nggak
Right
sempat
on top. That
guys.
rocket was gonna go. Had Estrella not gotten that kill, that would have been both of them
Nembak
absolutely
aja, Bang.
destroyed. Mako
Bang
stays
D,
alive.
ditembakin aja Bang
Shot
D.
hits the clone. Flash forward, Estrella
diri
playing
sendiri
in with
biar
the
dah.
smoke, but Mako still playing up on top of the site. Comes away with a second kill here. Peeks in for a little bit more, but something manages
Liliannya kayak sekarat guys.
to bring
Why,
about
yes.
his demise. 5 HP remaining here on the Yoru. Swing onto the corner though, and Patman going to be taken down.
Down, C.
And it would have to be some of the crispiest shots that we have ever
30
seen
seconds left.
in quick succession to one another. And
Wow.
it will be Hyunmin narrowly
Nanti,
scraping
guys.
by to keep himself alive. 8-11, DRX now 3 away from tying it up.
Yeah, I think Paper X probably should pull the trigger on the second time out here and talk about how they want to deal with these walls at the front of C. It seems like originally they were just kind of throwing the clone at it, and now they're trying to get through it in different ways. I think you're better off just early around taking some out control, throwing the clone at it, getting rid of it, and working the map off the back of that. Because every time they tried to just go through that Vice wall, either just sending, you know, something through a TP or Jing blast packing forward, it's been dicey, to say the least. Yeah, there was one round where they won getting through that way, but it doesn't seem to be consistent. So I think you really need to be diligent with clearing out this Sentinel util. And yeah, just a fan from that one. Unsure who to vote for, so they'll hedge their bets.
Can't decide?
I don't blame them.
No.
I love both of these teams.
It really does feel like sending one of them off in this kind of fashion, given they have to play against one another. I mean, RB is probably going to be cheering for, we would suspect, DRX. But it feels like watching two friends go to different colleges.
Oh,
They've been
yeah.
together since middle school. One got into NYU, one got into Temple University. I might be speaking from my
Very
own life
East Coast
experiences
bias
here.
there. Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, it is because it's such a classic matchup. There's just
Jadi
tremendous
balikin nggak nih,
history
guys?
here. Obviously, our first ever Pacific Finals.
Kalau masih kalah langsung benar-benar
You know,
stay
you want to
ya.
see both of them
Benar-benar ke
succeed.
DRX ya.
Oh, what in the hell?
Astaga.
Hyunmin, it seemed like he had no idea where he was. Looked like
Jay,
he was walking down the
kenapa,
street,
Jay?
but then he got his bearings and he got the shot.
What? I'm a good walker. Don't take that away from me.
So you haven't any, you're not bad at walking, you just don't know where you're going.
Oh, well, that's intentional.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, that shot has certainly brought this round to a bit of a screeching halt.
I mean, you've got something's alt, but you lost. Quite a bit of early oomph there. There's that wall. I just walks past it.
Yeah, has been popped, and Estrella immediately going to be sending that Steel Guard and Forsaken TPing forward here within the smoke. Mako, like he's suspicious of this. As Salvos going out backwater, and then Estrella peeking out, able to find 2, 3, as Forsaken does fall. Patman answers back for a singular kill onto the Vice, but he's paranoid up, he's up and over the top, and Mako likely just going to go for a quick little peek. Finds the headshot, and that's going to be DRX now.
Snowball lagi guys, begini mah.
Streak of their own, 2
Nggak ada
away.
saving mereka.
Uh-oh.
Bahaya nih
Starting
Paper X
to
ini.
Get a little bit out of control here for Paper X. DRX coming right back. Jeez. I mean, the ideas were good there. It's just the timing a little bit off for Jing. He's just a little bit
Kenapa
slow
lambat
behind
banget
that
ya
punch.
Jingnya?
Number of times that we've seen
Udah
Jing
depan
go
muka
for
loh,
that
itu masih
setup
belum
and come
di-hit.
away with the kill.
Yep.
Him versus Kong Kong lives rent free in my head.
Yep.
Also had the operator. Jing, he won that fight. This time around though,
Ya
but not
Jing.
allowing for it. So Op still retained. It's gonna be a double push up. Has Bane in tow as that smoke now blooming here, and as the Haunt gets ready to come through. Let's just take that gate crash out.
Looking for that sonic sensor. Now they're gonna have to rethink this. Take a moment to consider. Got that rebel control. You want to show some presence on the rest of the map.
From 2 sides, the clone in tow.
Tapi kelihatan juga sih guys.
Absorbs that op shot here for them. Wall set up a tree, freeing, able to find something here at the door. As Prowler quickly cleared out. Patman
nice
able
long
to draw
Patman.
down the Sheriff, finds the kill, and that's going to be a weapon now collected. Estrella looking for some timing shots. A tiny bit of damage going to be found. Let's push up from Mako,
Ya, Makonya
finding
dapat
the
guys.
lurk. Devi gone, 3v4. The tight quarters contact as the Stingers are going to be able to find some value. Shorty going to be drawn in. Hyunmin narrowly gets away with that.
Alah,
Bounces
ada
ahead,
ulti guys,
goes on the
guys.
dimensional drift. His weapon's going to be juggled around. Forsaken, however, grabs the operator. He's going to have to contend with Hyunmin here from behind. Classic drawn out. Forsaken is able to find that, grabs another weapon, but Bane capitalizes before he can get that steadied. Time ticking. Patman on the cross angle, needing to clutch it out. Bane drops down.
Patman!
Patman
He made it!
hits the Red Bull clutch to get Paper X up to map point.
Selamat!
What a round!
He has been so good for Paper X in these clutch situations.
Let's go!
The new kid on the block.
Filipinos!
Making it look easy. He has just been so reliable post-plant. He's so disciplined. I mean, that weird position he takes catches Mako
Ooh,
off guard.
nice
Nobody
banget.
holds at that angle. Nobody
Nice
holds
banget, guys.
inside of the archway of that door. And then he backs right off, buys himself a little bit of time, confirms his other opponent's position, and deals with that. And this is the last time out. All four going to be used here.
Yo,
DRX
satu
with the
lagi
final
yo.
one.
Satu lagi
Trying
yo.
to find a way to get 3 in a
Satu
row and send it to
lagi.
OT.
Satu lagi.
Looked like maybe they were going to get it done. Patman had other ideas.
Satu lagi.
Please go to
Satu
Toronto.
lagi. Satu lagi.
Well, timeout call, needing 3 in a row to take this into overtime. DRX has been playing a good amount of overtimes as of late. No stranger to it. We'll see how things look going into this one. Paper X just going to be looking to bring this to a conclusion right here, right now. Not leave that door open any wider for DRX. There's something, oh boy, he's got a judge.
And he's got a dimensional drift. This ought to be good. This ought to be good. Certainly there's some kind of setup here with this. Plus you can
Menang
use
nggak,
the
guys?
Nightfall.
They're one away from a steel garden as
Langsung
well.
di ulti
They've
nih
got a
harusnya.
ton of ults
Nggak ya?
online,
Gua tahu
whereas
pada
DRX don't
pasti bakal
have
dilempar
much
kan?
of anything. TP forward with the dimensional drift. Something on the hunt here. Wall just going to be shut down as Bane frantically figuring out where the hell he can go to escape. Will ride the rope. Nope, drops down and something runs out of time.
Face your fear.
Waits too long. Burns the pot. Food not being eaten tonight. That's Bane able to find one more there before Jing comes in for the trade. Drop down. Little avoidance there from Hyunmin as he tries to stay alive. Jing similarly has to take the rope down out towards safety. Clone looking for that little flash out. Shorty drawn down. Hyunmin carved up as Devi at range.
Hai, Davai.
Able to find the kill. Now
Vai,
alone, the spike. In the
Davai.
meantime, has never
Vai,
been planted.
kiri, vai.
It's not in play. Devi needs to try to
Yeah.
get this out. Eats a bit of damage to Paranoia. Going to be sent. Goes backpedaling, but freeing is just
Vai.
here around the corner. They need to try to hold on to
Kiri
this.
kanan.
Devi has the chance.
Ah!
And he gets
Empty,
so
guys.
damn close. But
Masuk
freeing
banget guys.
final
Satu hit
shot.
lagi guys.
DRX
Anjir.
keep themselves afloat.
Just thought it was going to be another classic Devi clutch here. Jing doing what he can to try to disrupt at the top of
Masuk
rope.
banget guys.
DRX able to stabilize at the back of drop. Freeing able to reclaim that rope space and use it to set up a
Untung
crossfire
aja,
there
guys.
to break free of that entrapment. Man, oh man, I thought Devi was just going to send us on
Aduh
over to
guys.
Icebox.
Duitnya jelek banget guys asli dah. Ini harus next round sih ini.
Steel Garden equalize the weapon, playing field.
Yeah.
Paper X could certainly get this done
Nggak
in
ada ulti
thrifty
sama sekali
fashion.
lagi. Nggak ulti Davai sama Jing ya.
That
Next roundnya.
annihilation to contend with.
Harusnya nggak maksa mereka ini round ini.
You know it's probably going to be A. That's been Bane's home.
Wall sent out, freeing. Ooh, catching a glimpse, knows that they're there within the smoke. The annihilation immediately going to be sent there. Devi going to be taken down as Freeing's able to find one, sends out the stun, looking for the hit, doesn't manage to find it, but it gets the headshot on the Forsaken all the same. As that is now something alone here on the site. And taken down. Flawless. DRX Dispatching the
Ayo,
thrifty attempt.
last round.
Some, let's say,
Please
moderate
win this,
frustration perhaps
win
in the
this,
face
please.
of Coach Alex.
Please.
Oh, for sure.
As DRX
Oh my
is
God.
now
Oh my
one away from pushing
God.
this into OT. And from there, who knows what the hell happens.
Well, exactly. It's been such a good second half here for DRX. Once they got a few rounds in, really started to find their comfort on this defender side. Just can't quite get this double duelist to connect. Something 13 and 14, Jing 14 and 19.
Guys, ayo guys.
A little bit off balance using those flashes. Jing.
For a turn of the flash, unable to find it. Does he just check the angle? Freeing flushes him out. The showstopper, no value found once more.
Wah.
Freeing, pushing
Balik
forward.
guys.
Gets a tap
Balik
on the
benar ini.
Pac-Man, forces the rest of the team back, and now the spike.
Balik guys.
Inside of B, but something pushes
Bisa nggak
up
nih
in the
bang?
upper. Catching gentleman off guard to the corner.
Oh, nice,
Freeing now to
something.
be flushed out. Seal guard.
Let's
and
go,
holds back
guys.
the remaining players. As we go into a 3v3 in the post plant.
Let's
Util.
go lawan 3 guys.
Ults burned. Not much more to work with here on either side. Mako breaks down one of the walls. The rest now expired.
Aduh, bahaya banget yang di band ya.
Net lobbed in as Mako
Oh,
tries
nice.
to swing
Per
straight
second.
up. Fallen.
Nice, nice.
A
Itu
kill
dia,
apiece to bring
bro.
it to an end. OT not happening. 13 to 11. Paper Rex.
Let's go,
Close out
boys.
their map pick of Lotus.
Oh, man. And Devi pumping up for Zaken there. Gotta love the energy.
Paper
that
Rex
we're seeing
Toronto
today.
kita beli jersey guys ya.
That was a hell of a comeback, though, for DRX. It looked like this was Paper Rex easy go into Icebox. DRX had other ideas.
Paper Rex
Just
OTW
in
Toronto
time,
kita
Paper Rex
beli
is able to
jersey guys.
stabilize off some huge plays from the likes of Pat
Satu
Man.
game lagi, guys.
Coming up big when they needed it most. And we'll see. Forsaken really solid throughout that entire map. What does Icebox look like between these two teams?
W train bound for Toronto. You can see how bumpy the ride was on that little artwork there.
The tracks are a little rickety,
Yeah.
but they're holding.
When you're laying them one by one after the other, stability is
Akhirnya
not going to be
guys.
that much of a concern.
Mahal banget sih,
Nor will
something.
it be guaranteed. This was by narrow margins, but Paper X crucially do get their map pick, and now they are one map win away from getting themselves.
Davai sih Mr. Clutch ya.
Missed out on the first year this year.
Hampir lagi tuh dia
They
Clutch
want
lagi ya.
DRX's
Tadi ya.
ticket. We'll see if they're going to be able to
2v1
get it.
tadi.
Icebox is all that is going to be standing in their way. We'll see how DRX looks on that one as well. A bit of a rocky start, you'd have to say, for the Korean squad, but started shooting back, started finding their footing and getting a read. So hopefully that is going to continue. They just get one hell of a map 2 between these two teams. We'll see what happens up as we go ahead and take a much-needed break after all the chaos from this opening map of Lotus. We pass it back over to the
Pada
analysts
puas
to
banget
break
tuh.
down the action.
Nggak apa-apa dah. Harus gitu guys.
Hey, what's a DRX Paper X game without a little bit of a heart rate spiking a little bit here and there, especially as we near the end of this first map.
Kita musik dulu guys ya. Oke guys, jangan guys. Per second sih bagus banget ya. Mako juga bagus sih tadi. Makronya jalan banget Mako.
smell? And he looked me dead in the eyes and he said, my goats are never washed. They can never be washed.
Maybe don't breathe in the stench.
Let's go, boys.
They are never washed there. So, I will see if this is how things will end, if they are going to continue in the 2-0 fashion here, but we need to rewind a bit. And Paper Rex on the defense, really solid ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just so disruptive on this defensive side, and you see that being the C traps, multiple different setups where they can get involved in the action, and then over on the other side of the map, you got something with it all.
Yeah, I think it's about understanding the stylistic differences between these comps, right? When DRX are running this double sentinel, they have to be slow and they want lots of map control. Once they have that map control, they're in a really good spot because they can hold it very easily. So PRX go out in front, they go forward, they disrupt, they get on those deep uplines to not give them any control. That's really good macro understanding, really solid coaching, and good game plan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, their defense has been super solid across the last 4 maps. And again,
DRX nih beruntung banget ya punya Mako ya. Pure smoker itu, bro. Real. Pasifiknya paling oke dia sih. Pengen cari yang full tipe smoker banget ya. Tapi makronya jalan banget. Draftnya ini juga oke sebenarnya sih, DRX. Lumayan ngedelete si race-nya, si Jing-nya. Kamar mandi besar guys, ntar aja.
Partly why DRX wanted to pick it. PRX have not shown a particular willingness to play this map. I think they're trying to spot the gaps in the map pool where sometimes when you're doing these map vetoes, you want to project strength, right? You might not necessarily want to ban it out all the time, but you just kind of hope it doesn't go there. And I think that's been the case with PRX on this Icebox map. So very, very targeted pick. But again, as you say, it's not been good for DRX either. So I have no idea what to expect here.
Do you want to see this? You say probably not. We probably want to see the really triple innie. You don't want to see it again.
Please don't do that to me, Paper Rex.
It was weird.
I didn't love it. I don't. To be honest though, it will play very well into the Harbor Comp. If you see the Harbor Comp come out for DRX, I mean, the amount of initiating utility you've got here, you've got flashes, you've got waylay, it's going to actually work a treat, disrupting a lot of the Harbor Balls and things like that. PRX had a lot of interesting ideas, but it did feel, it did feel like a one-pump comp. I call them one-pump comps. It's like, you just throw out a comp for a specific matchup, then you're probably never going to touch that again. I also feel like if you're expecting the Harbor on the other side, I think there's better approaches than Waylay. I think Yoru brings more. Don't get me wrong, I think KO there would be good, but
You just need a KO. I don't even think you really need that much. Just like a KO in the comp, probably good enough.
Icebox yes.
It's a fantastic init on Icebox as well. It's my favorite init on Icebox for sure.
No stage then? They used to like play
Sage?
Sage on Icebox.
I love Sage.
I know you like
I can't believe we're not seeing it from anyone. I think it's great. I think it simplifies the map. It's fun. Everybody's just boring nowadays. You know, no one likes to throw things back to the good old days, back when Valorant was, you know, at its peak. When
Peak
Sage,
Valorant.
I'm talking peak Valorant, as in like when the Sage orbs were like huge and the wall was insta.
Yeah.
You know? Take it back to beta.
You
That's
used to
what
be
I want.
Reses cost nothing.
You have to be a fragger on Sage.
Yeah.
The
That's-
res
that's the
costed,
way.
the res did not cost
You're-
that many ults.
you're
You
telling
just want
me-
to fragger, and you could self-heal yourself.
Yeah, and heal
You don't want to see
heals,
Jing on
heals.
Sage this game?
Jing on Sage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it? I
Like
want to
last
see it.
time, he
Could you
just-
imagine?
Especially on defense, he uses the
No,
wall
no,
just to
no.
go as quickly as possible
Yeah.
back to spawn.
Please, jangan
Surprise me,
save, please.
PRX.
Okay.
I think they will.
Cuma
I mean,
bisa
they have continued
ngehold
to do so
doang,
with the
Bang.
Waylay comp.
Serius dah.
But you're right, Pilsky, they ended up dumping it just like they dumped it over in
Pertanyaan
Lotus
set
and
itu bisa
figured out
ngedelay
a
aja itu.
brand new combo. See what they are bringing out today on Icebox. This is DRX's map pick. And DRX absolutely need to win this
Ooh.
if they want to have any chance of going to Toronto.
All right, DRX are going to back themselves with the exact same comp.
Oh,
Worked a treat
balik.
against Talon.
Batman
They
Viper,
smashed
guys.
Talon with this Harbor comp.
Real kah,
and,
bro?
they were playing against a comp without flashes playing up against Talon, and they're playing against something somewhat similar. Something looking very
Batman
standard
real,
here for
bro.
DRX.
Viper, bro.
Yeah, I think that double controller, that's the main thing. The Omen is the biggest mix-up.
The Joman, you
The
mean?
Joman is back on
Yeah.
the PRX comp. That's the biggest mix-up now.
The
I love
Joman.
watching the Omens lurk through mid. It's different than how
The
the Viper
Jing
does it.
Omen.
With smoke off those turrets, TP to find those timings. That's what I want to see from Jing. Get up in their face through mid.
All right, we're going to go to map 2 of this very
let's go, let's
exciting
go, let's go.
series. I have a
Game
question
dua, guys.
for the casters, Achilleos and Paper Thin. How do you feel about trains?
Not something that I have a necessarily strong opinion. I take them from time to time. You know, the train system here in South Korea, pretty good. Whether or not we're going to be seeing a cross-continental railway be built from Asia to North America, that is another question. We shall see, but PaperX have taken that first step. They've gotten the investment money. Construction is
Let's
underway.
go. Game 2.
Whether or not the project will be completed or abandoned, we'll have to just wait and see.
It is a long bridge, no doubt about it, but it's getting close to completion across the Pacific Ocean. I'm a huge train fan. Mako, a lot of players there. This is scary. Okay, he's okay.
Hearing a
Banyak
good
kelihatan tuh,
amount,
guys.
though. Those footsteps telling a broad tale here. As Hyunmin dodging up the paranoia, the shock dart. Tail went into the corner. Tail went out from Hyunmin as Bane
Nice
able to find
banget,
something.
Hyunmin.
And Devi gets taken down. DRX once again looking for the open pistol as Mako
banget ya itu
still on the lurk, wrapping his way around. Turn back up for a brief moment there from Jing. Seems like maybe giving some credence to this flank, but for now trying to break through. Get this defuse. It's going to prove to be difficult. The salvos about to be sent. Held to half, but Patman taken down. It's freeing. Finds a one. Jing looking for that second. Can't quite make it
Yes.
happen. DRX will take the opening pistol here on Icebox as they look to extend this to a third at map.
Yeah, this is going to be rough for PaperX, I imagine. I mean, this is almost the same comp that they ran against, or excuse me, that Talon ran against them, that PaperX are playing. Just an Omen is going to be the difference there instead of a Tejo. So a nearly flashless map other than the Paranoia. It's going to be quite interesting. So much of this is going to come down to the controllers. So much of this, in my opinion, for PaperX is going to come down to Forsaken on that Sova. That scan util is going to be so important for figuring out what the hell is going on the other side of these harbor walls.
Oh, Jing spotted out, suppressed, so can't try to TP out of position, so it's just going to be the stun into that snake bite there at his feet. And while Defy on the swing will be able to find Hyunmin, weapon can get scooped up. DRX have a firing squad there ready to just go ahead and pick apart the remaining players of PaperX. Sheriff now in hand for something, and I believe a shoulder scene. Through that wall there for a brief little moment, so position noted. Bane on a flank, swooping around. Given that he's got a Sheriff, we'll just opt to back away.
Oh, good read, though, by something. Just needs to do as much damage as he can. Gonna be tough, of course. So many players stacked here.
And eventually, shots will come through. Estrella starting things off with a 3K, gets DRX. Fairly clean anti-eco. 2-0 start, and Reckoning online going into the bonus.
Kosong lagi, guys.
That's huge. I mean, that gives you such a great ability to clear through on towards A. with that Reckoning, force Paper X to play retake. And again, that's really, really tough going up against this double smokes comp that DRX is going to be piloting, because you don't have a lot of flashes. You have to rely so heavily on either just Contact or Forsaken's util to get you the info that you need to make good decisions on the way in. But they're going to get aggressive. They're going to try to get ahead of it a bit, our Paper Rex over on the A side, but all the attention actually towards B, so DRX kind of doing what you would not expect. And when you have a Reckoning in play, just going to make a quick hit, and Divide just has to backpedal and wait for reinforcements.
As a Nano to try to delay, but now the Reckoning going to be invested as the wall goes up, cutting off the angles here at Snowman as well. And considering the bite, and some shots are starting to fly, and there's the spray through. It's Rhea going to be put down on the floor. Wall's getting ready to fall. This now becomes a very difficult position here for the side of DRX to actually get the spike in play. They aren't able to do so, but Free and Hyunmin both going to be taken down as something pinches in from under tube. Mako lingering here within his smoke, but something just a little bit faster.
Bane.
Bane finding himself a second, the Nano at the ready. The wrap around here, back yellow. And something with a 3K will go ahead and deny a bonus conversion. Minor damage dealt, 2 casualties overall. Not too bad as Paper X get themselves on the board.
Yeah, for sure. And overall, I just really like the understanding of the situation here for Paper Rex. Just knowing that the Reckoning's in play. So your option is to either just let them get A for free and try to play for retake, or get ahead of it, send a bunch of players out, take A control. Divide wisely just backpedaling the whole way once he starts getting contact. Let them play for this site. Use some of those long-range guns and something getting them hyped up. Rifles abound. And now we really see what the meat and potatoes of both of these teams looks like. Early dart there, trying to set up for this aggressive push.
Does allow them to get into a nice forward position. Forsaken going to be sending the drone. Bane does get spotted out. Something on the prowl. Up and over the top, dropping down. Dash at the ready. He will just slowly back away. Pings coming through. Bane swooping in. He's getting closer here to making contact against one another. Now backpedaling out, and the pressure is there. The pinch coming through. Looking to try to take him down here at mid. Swing in. Bane somehow, though, winning out this fight. Free player wraparound now. Mako trying to note it from behind at Garage, but ends up falling to the wayside. Spike at the same time gets planted here on the B site. Forsaken, only player forward as everybody else cuts across through mid. The Fuse now starting to get held. Manages to get that up to half. Salvo's going to be sent in on the back end of that one, but cannot find that kill. Cloudburst going to be thrown down. Estrella finding one, looking for the spray. Push out of the wall. And it is just going to be that round starting to really spiral out of control here from Paper X. Felt like they were in a strong position, but Bane finding that kill changes the plot.
I fully agree with you. It's all I can think about is that kill for Bane. Really changes that round. Makes it way more difficult for Paper X. They can't take as much map control as they like. They can't control that space over towards the attacker side spawn. They have to loop back through tube. And DRX is happy to let Paper X go through that way. They've got those crossfires set up. Got the walls they can throw at it. Similar ideas, but a much weaker buy behind this. TPing ahead. Oh my god, Jing.
Okay, well, they're just going to go aggro again, and this time get rewarded for it. The kill that they couldn't find in the first round, or the previous round, I should say. They were able to find it here. Freeing taken down. And that is your post-plant util, a lot of it out of hand. As Paper X getting themselves a thrifty to close the gap down to 1. That would be devastating for DRX.
No doubt. Knives out as well for something. He is so good with those. Can really be a difference maker potentially in this round. DRX though, patience. Checking every possible angle.
Double drift under tube. Mako trying to clear out whatever util may be here at the plant spot. You still have 3 players, eyes on this position. Hyunmin creeping towards mid. Might get a peek here from Patman. Staying stagnant here for the moment. Where did that go?
I don't know.
What happened to that?
I was just looking for it too.
Did it just evaporate immediately?
It just
there
didn't
it
show
is.
up on the map.
Okay, the mid didn't show up on the mini map, so I was very confused.
Same.
Oh, tons of damage. Spike planted straight, giving his life for the cause there. Now you've got 3 players versus 5. Hyunmin on this flank needs to go absolutely monstrous for the team. As swing out, pulls the trigger, doesn't play it patient. Just lets him know where he's at. Knives now swooping forward, something able to find one. Bane transfers in for a second. Hyunmin's position noted. The plant not really gonna be for him. Up and over the top it goes. Tries to get the spray down, but Forsaken collects the weapon dropped on the spike by Estrella previously. And he will narrowly clutch this out to ensure the thrifty Paper X find another round win.
That's just crazy stuff from Paper X. This early kill from Jing. Such a tempo setter. And Estrella there has to give his life for the cause. And that puts you at a 3v5. Bane bragging out on this map, looking good. Hyunmin doing his best. Great switch, but Forsaken coming in clutch. Another hero stepping up for Paper X, something with that up. This is where things get scary. You do have Hunter's Fury.
Bit of damage going to be taken there from the salvo. Oh, the jump up, the drop down. I think you might have seen here is Hunter's Fury now also going to be opened up. Forsaken fishing, but
I think he heard it.
Tag's not found.
He heard the jumping.
Very well may have. Mako pushing forward. He hears the footsteps, and oh, he gets just a glimpse of Patman as well. Now Mako going to be maybe pinned in a little bit of a unwanted position. At the same time, Reckoning here onto the A set to try to open things up, and here comes the swing from the flank. Mako about to be hit from that left-hand side, and nearly hits the transfer. Some damage dealt on the 2. Divide, Forsaken tagged up. Planted play now a 4v4 as timing send here on this lockdown. And then pinged out. Patman chasing forward, finds that elimination, but now needs to try to just go ahead, tuck out into the corner. So lockdown gets ready to trigger, and it's going to be the pit invested actually. Gives himself over to the detain.
Go ahead.
Turret keeps him protected from behind here for the moment. Bane on the hunt, trying to flush out Forsaken. At the same time, the Armageddon goes in, and Forsaken guns down 3. Swing out, cannot find it. A 4K as we are tied up 3-3. What a round from Forsaken.
Goodness gracious. Forsaken looks like he's done. They know he's there. They're busy cleaning up stuff on site. They're somewhat ready for him. Forsaken's just having none of it. Love this play by Patman, by the way. Eat the lockdown, potentially, but have the Viper's Pit there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, let him know.
Man is on his feet. And Paper X now poised to go ahead and gain the lead for themselves unless DRX can pull out their own thrifty. 2 sheriffs, a ghost, some knives, and a stinger.
A lot of danger for Paper X in this, but something with a judge. He's playing close up at B, so they can lean a little bit heavier into the ooze.
Drifting out wide. Knives avoided. 2 of them going to be burnt here. It's not really deterred nor slowed up. Estrella. A bit of damage going to be suffered there from the shock dart as Cove gets popped through the wall. Now here on the floor, Divide with 1. Get him a lockdown. As okay, Hyunmin quick little dip back in on the POV on that line. And he's going to be able to find himself a second kill. Something taken down, but Divide now has the lockdown, immediately sends it. Give the Armageddon investment in the previous round. Not clear this out with any kind of ease. Headshot going to be found there from Fring as Patman falls low, but he stands tall. Finds Estrella. That now leaves 2 players left.
Nice.
Mako scaling forward, finding the first to defuse, being held, and Patman there to bodyguard. Damage dealt, but round not found. Paper X, they gain the lead. 3 in a row for themselves, now up 4-3.
I just love the confidence from Patman. This looked like maybe Hyunmin was just going to take over the round, but finally Paper X able to get the weapons to bear. And Patman just no fear. Gets dinked once, still happy to step up and take players down. What a great play from him. Lockdown well used there as well by Paper X. So again, a lot of the macro play for Paper X really looking solid. You know, DRX trying to right the ship, trying to find some answers there on that eco, almost get it done. Blade Storm so impactful, but still just not quite enough. And man, I mean, Forsaken one round, Patman the next. I mean, the star power on Paper Rex just through the roof. The confidence finally back. Yeah, let's get that plane ticket ready for Paper Rex. Well, maybe not there quite yet. Should be a train ticket.
Boarding pass, guys.
That was a plane
Incheon
ticket.
to Toronto, guys.
Well, I mean,
I guess you could argue they're similar.
fly
Incheon.
into Toronto and then take the train to the venue.
Yeah, sure, that's also doable.
So,
But I thought we were building, you know, like a huge bridge all the way from Seoul to
well,
Toronto.
sure, but you know the plans haven't been communicated. It's not public information yet for the fans
Oh,
here.
this is Sliggy's top secret mission.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, if they make it, I expect that. Okay, well, Edmund's dead. I'll have to hold that thought as Spring's dead. With that, whatever the timeout call was for, Paper X have undone it instantly at the very start of the round.
They're so aggressive.
I guess now I have time. I was going to say,
Tingin
every
na
Paper
rin,
X
I guess,
game, if they make it to Toronto, I think he needs to dress up as a conductor. He needs a train whistle, he needs a little hat.
Oh, he should, yeah.
And if you don't do it, you're dead to me.
Yeah, you're just a bad human
We'll never,
if you don't do it.
I will never communicate with you again. So get on it.
Get that outfit ready.
Well, this is going to go from bad to worse. It's Divide just holding out a wide angle. 2 players now trapped in to this A site. 2 around the corner. And Paper X not looking to get overly aggressive. Except for Forsaken, who will go for a quick little peek. Unpunished, though. And you've got a little insurance policy of something around the corner.
Yeah, Forsaken even getting closer. Hunter's Fury. Oh, Jin goes down. Okay.
30 seconds
Don't want to
left.
give Mako many more looks like that. Forsaken might have got spotted there.
Even if he has, I'm not sure if there's going to be too much to be done about it, because Forsaken is on it. Mako now frantically trying to hold on to the weapon. He cannot. Batman is right there to go ahead and take it away from him. And that is Paper X counteracting the timeout call gorgeously by spamming the wall.
Assalamualaikum,
And then just
Paper
running
X.
forward and getting kills.
Anjay.
I mean, yeah, that second kill is much more Paper X, but that
Paper
spam
X is
there.
back, bro.
Just anticipating
Nggak
that there's going
sia-sia
to be a
ini.
player up on belt.
Penantian lama nih.
Heck yeah. Giving the Paper X fans something to be excited about again. Hyunmin with the hero rifle. Little Mako's Pit if you can get there, but it's a lot of pistols behind it.
Hero rifle for Hyunmin.
Jing, so aggressive. I mean, this space they take at A early is so frustrating for DRX.
Does Bane have any information about this at all? Seems like the drop not heard. Maybe starting to hear his footsteps, perhaps. That's something. He's just mowed him down through the smoke. Jing
Apa itu,
eventually,
guys?
patience there, gets rewarded,
itu, bro?
finds himself a kill. Hunter's Fury going to be called out. Something finds Fring, and that's going to be a flawless round.
Assalamualaikum Toronto.
Relax.
Assalamualaikum
Now 5
Masters.
consecutive.
Anjay.
Get up to 6 on this defense.
Sudah mulai sombong, coy. Udah bisa
They look
sombong
so
nih.
good right now. I mean, again, the map understanding their win conditions to get ahead in multiple ways. Like, not only does this early aggression on A just net kills and make things difficult, but it gets ahead of the controller utility. That makes this Harbor Viper comp scary. Puts a ton of pressure on them. There's so much that's
Itu loh, Bang.
layered behind this idea that is working out extremely well for them. On top of their just cracked
Sama
mechanics.
dong main have fun tuh udah.
I mean, you gotta love this as Paper X. You
Aman
don't have to worry about
semuanya.
any flashes. You can just run at people and shoot.
Yeah,
It's the best day ever.
they've now gotten themselves 6 round wins, guaranteeing at least a tie at the
Superman lebih
half.
cepat kayaknya.
That's after not cleaning up the pistol round. And from the
Main
defending
post
side,
plan
tap of the spike, something out wide. Sends out a shot, and they
Alah.
will go ahead get alerted as Mako
Wah, ambil ini.
does note that flank coming down from mid. Batman thinking that he was going to be able to spring a trap.
46 kah?
Mako keeps them in the round here for now.
Oh,
Or rather,
46.
Orb will fall. Forsaken joins it. And it seems like DRX will go ahead and break this round win streak that Paper X had established. Get
Ada aja
themselves a
ulahnya.
4-6 score line. Cash
Lagi
aplenty.
menang win.
But Paper X not looking to get, you know, too silly with it. They'll just back away.
I wouldn't mind seeing Devi go out there and die. Try to get a little bit closer to that lockdown, but
Just a caveat the rest of this. Have a follow-up to your statement.
Yang saya heran ini kenapa
Just, I
Derek
wouldn't
sambil
mind if you
Estrella ya?
just died in this round. That'd be fine.
well, yeah, I
Bagusan
have
Foxinan
reasons
nggak
for
sih?
everything.
To go hunting.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, you can get closer to the lockdown. Is my point.
Yes. No, I don't disagree. There's still a lot of damage to be dealt. But I think the call is, okay, we don't
Kayaknya
want Bane
Foxinan yang di
to
buyout
get
deh.
any closer to his lockdown frame to
Karena
that
ini
Armageddon
kan.
as well.
Yeah.
2 more rounds to be played out.
Si T1 ambil meteor.
He's going to poke and prod around mid.
Yeah, spotted.
He's going to die around mid. Mako will be able to find it,
That's okay.
but he already had that pit, so.
Yeah, you give it up to the right person, no biggie. No biggie at all. All right, Estrella has his ult again. Great win there for Bane. Something's just threw his aim off a little bit with some movement. One of those bullets went wide.
Recon ini memang paling the best sudah.
So a little bit
Satisfying
of
banget suaranya.
miss micro there. Cost him potentially against Bane. Operator available. One away from a Blade Storm as well for something. Again, though, a lot of scaling ability here for DRX with this Reckoning.
Orb goes up there in mid. Jing as well, scaling further and further down too, but double face out, and that's going to clear the turret. They keep the op hidden here for the moment. Mako pinging out the position though, damn near perfectly. But does he know what weapon's behind it?
Ini kemarin siapa yang main
They can
gini ya?
lock this mid-angle down. This
Anchornya main
B hit
sampai di base sendiri gini ya?
has to be really clean for DRX.
Tim apa ya? Lupa ya.
Swoop out. Seems like they didn't know. Op catching them off guard.
Derek
Something brings it out.
kayaknya Derek deh. Tapi si ini freeing
Down a
yang
player.
anchor
Like
sampai di sana.
Potential A
Sampai di
pressure
base
that could be
sendiri.
coming out. Very quickly gets nullified as Jing shifting
Oh,
over.
nice banget,
Snipes
Jing.
him in out of
Udah
the
bagus banget.
skies. 2 kills found for him before getting traded out. 2v4.
Masa ya kalah?
Tap of the plant. Mako trying to see what kind of response he gets from it. But now it's backed away. Spots out Patman.
Satu di yellow, satu di itu tuh.
Wide swung from Snowman.
Ya ampun,
Mako
ada aja
one.
pergerakannya.
Being unable to find Forsaken. If he hits that
Nice.
shot this round, maybe doable, but instead it's going to be Forsaken collecting the final 2. 7-4.
Satu lagi.
Paper X guaranteed.
Assalamualaikum
The advantage here at the
Toronto.
This is just great creative stuff from the early part of the round again. This time they're showing different looks to DRX. It's been a lot of early A pressure. Goodness
Pokoknya
gracious,
PRX
Jing.
Masters langsung.
But
Jersey
that
ya guys
gives
ya.
them so much map control here. They have that mid, they get that kill. They know that one of the lurkers is dealt with. That allows them to just plant their feet there, and Estrella just pushing forward to try to get the spike down, never gets to use the Reckoning, still
Langsung
has
OTW
it.
kita Tokopedia. PRX
Only one more round to use
official.
them. Oh,
Apa itu? Apa itu, Batman?
Shot's going a little bit
Apa
wide.
itu,
Finds
hei?
that kill. Mako trying to get himself entrenched here in tube.
Ulahnya itu ada aja ini udah mulai ketularan guys.
Cove down, shock dart avoided there.
Player baru malah ngikuti player lama guys.
Goes for a little bit of a safer plant. Minor damage going to be suffered. Now stays in a forward spot. Drone to try to flush him out the wall. Falling something. Scoped in. Finds Yunman. Estrella now. Flush out with Bane covering fire. Able to find
Nice
one.
banget itu.
Inches in from mid. His wall gets raised in the opposite angle. And Bane is just
dapat.
holding us down,
Nggak
keeping his
dapat
IGL alive. Now Mako up over the top. Springs the ultimate trap. And it is just Devi left.
Terus anda dapat.
DRX 7-5 here in their grasp. This Devi running out of time and options, and everybody disconnected here away from the site. Even the Armageddon layered in, because why the hell not? Bane will go ahead, started off the defense there. Will finish it. DRX rescue the half as much as they possibly can, but now they move to the
Streaming aman
defense.
Thomas.
It needs to be immaculate.
yeah, this
Terang
is just really a
lek-lek
hard
tuh.
read from Paper X. They're assuming that with that Reckoning there again, the last time they saw it, it did go B, so they're like, okay, surely this time, hey, Patman, you could play a little bit aggressive, maybe get some space, get some map control. Nope, got shot right down.
57.
Well, halftime 7-5 again. Paper X up on top on their defender side. I mean, that's scary. You know going to that attacker side, that's their better half of the map on pretty much every map.
Yeah.
Makonim lah.
Tough choice.
Mako lah.
Oh,
We'll go with Mako though.
yeah, I think you could
Player
convince
paling
me
chill
either
itu,
way.
bro.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad. I don't think it was a bad selection whatsoever.
No. Who's
Oh, ini
stronger?
per second
like,
aja, per second aja, per second.
Like who can lift more weights? Well, I don't know. 'Cause they're both pretty skinny.
Jing,
Probably
Jing dipuji
knowing
sedikit jadi
these two and what a pair they are.
Duh, takut
They probably
maki-maki lagi.
like bench the exact, like down to the gram.
Pokoknya kalau udah dipuji itu orang
Exact
udah
same
next
number.
game-nya langsung
They
dongo.
can bench the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
I mean, right now, if you're going off this series, it would have to be Forsaken. The impact that we've seen from him
Yes.
has been just utterly fantastic.
He has really stepped up.
And I think that that's a great sign
Batman
for
lumayan
Paper
oke
X.
juga ya, main
Oh,
In the
yeah.
long
kayak
run, Jing
Viper
doesn't
gini.
have to be the hard carry like he was last week. Not that he had to be the hard carry there, but if he
Like-
doesn't have to be, and they can still come out with clean, pretty good victories, convincing victories, that is going to be a very big boon.
Well, if you can get Devi, everybody something firing on all cylinders for that Paper X team, we know what can happen.
Tapi nggak tahu
We've
ya,
seen it
kalau
before.
lagi jadi attacker gimana nih?
We've been there.
Bisa sama nggak performanya?
They're going to stack up pretty heavily over towards A. Alarm bot at the front. Other than that, it's just Hyunmin. Really anticipation of a B hit, even the harbor wall being put out. But they're going to get a rude awakening here shortly. Just how much damage can Hyunmin do?
Tuh, ya,
As the Sheriff
bagus banget
of the
lagi.
Tail still not yet popped. And it's going to be some damage exchange here between the two
Kena
Jets.
tadi ya.
9 HP the difference. There's just a couple fishing shots, nothing really going to be found. Salvo sent out, but Plant still able to be stuck, not quite on the mark. Front box Plant here from Forsaken. Dodges out that Teho util.
Nice
Something,
banget,
two quick
something.
taps, Bane and Estrella.
Mahal.
Both dead on the
Posisinya
floor. Big
mahal.
reveal as well as Hyunmin completely, utterly spotted out alongside Fring. Mako now re-wrapping around, gets himself towards the rafters. And something collects himself a third kill.
SK?
Looks a little bit more,
Alah,
but
nggak
it
jadi
won't
S
matter. It's
guys.
going to be a flawless pistol. Paper X.
Harusnya S ini.
2-2 in that regard across this series, but now, once again, up by 3 rounds.
God. Something
Yeah,
just
yes,
so clean
son.
here. And a little bit of early round patience from Paper X pays off. Because they've got DRX just completely bamboozled.
Gila,
Seemed
Forsaken
like
sih gila ya.
It was a pretty hard read that this was going to be B
Ada
side.
orang kayak main
Hyunmin
kayak
on
dia
his
ya.
own. And right
Sefleksi
after the
itu.
harbor wall had been used, so it's a good timing as well for Paper X.
Dan bener-bener flow
Just kinda
banget
waiting for
mainnya.
the clock to tick down. That's when they make their strike. A little bit of extra utility even squeezed out of DRX before they get there. So the retake just never had any legs. I mean, Jing waiting there with a paranoia at screens. The recon util good, something good.
Untung udah nggak ada fracture sih ini. Kalau masih ada
Let's do it
fracture
better than
kayaknya
that.
dipilih fracture ini si DRX ini.
Just Mako alone here, on site for the moment. Tucks back
Langsung pakai brimstone
behind
lagi.
as Paranoia went across.
Stuntingnya.
DRX quick to try to pivot and get into position here.
Waduh. Waduh.
As Bane eating quite a bit of damage. Biggest firepower that they have with that Sheriff. Now down to 60. Push out, shots flying.
Ya
Hyunmin somehow
ampun.
with the classic and then range
Dong,
go
dong.
ahead and take down Jing. I don't know, by the bundles. As Plant is not yet
JJ.
in. Forsaken pushing forward. He's trying to bait Hyunmin out here on the peak. The retap now coming through. Damage suffered onto
Sampingnya
something.
kepik berapa orang
Give
itu
the peak of the tap.
bro.
Forsaken draws down the Guardian. Needs a bit more damage. Hyunmin finds a second.
Apa
In the
itu?
end, it will be someone
Gokil.
rescued as Forsaken scrapes by with 3 HP remaining.
Jason.
That was probably a little messier than you'd like it as Paper X, but you get there in the end. Forsaken now gonna be your top fragger. Well, tied with something, but top KD.
Astaga naga.
God, it's disgusting.
Beliau pakai Guardian pun masih salah coy.
Under tube, ooh, hits a couple nasty ones. Forsaken, nicely done.
Bisa ya pro player ya.
Cool, calm, collected as always. And it's
Collection of half armors here for the side of DRX. It's only Hyunmin with full.
if only they had gotten an outlaw. What a guardian. Also
Wouldn't
good.
be uncommon for something on the attack.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe it would be a good choice here, but whatever.
Oh, what in the... Oh, Mako.
Apa itu?
Yeah,
Mako.
I swear he just
knows.
well, whoop, gotta be careful.
Masa iya kelihatan
Yeah,
cuy?
head would have been spotted up over the top as well there from Hyunmin. Paranoia.
Inter nih Yunmin.
Quite connected onto the jet.
Langsung
Either way,
rotate dia.
something forced to reposition. Goes out with a tailwind. Shing tries to plant his feet. Bane is there. 2 guns
Wah,
pointed at him. And
penuh
right
di
now,
kanan
Estrella
lagi.
coming up with 2. But
Oh,
Divine
di atas.
tries to answer
Ya,
back a
nggak
bit.
kelihatan.
Makes it a bit more costly here for the side of DRX as 2 casualties do come in. DRX not going to allow for a bonus conversion. Keep the gap to just 3 rounds.
I mean,
Keramat kan nomor
what it
9 nih
signals to
guys.
me with Mako when he does stuff like this is that he just does a ton of
Masa ya
offense,
keramat bro?
and he just knows where players are going to sit behind smokes and just spams it and has tremendous crosshair placement. So well done. Okay, so bonus isn't this time going to go the way of Paper X after they win their pistol like it did on Lotus. Now you've got that Outlaw, but like 3 players have full armor.
Yeah, it feels like maybe a round late compared to when you would like to have had it, but still an opportunity for it to do some heavy damage here. And even if you get the body shot.
You know what else would do
players.
heavy damage? A train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day we'll get a train map in Valorant and there's a train that just drives through the middle and you have to avoid it.
I'm okay with that.
It's at a certain time of the round.
Ooh.
Oh, see, there you go. Might not be a kill, but he got 1 minute 10 HP.
Davai udah mulai main
Not gonna be
sniper
looking
nih.
for any peeks. Something somehow does not get that shot.
Nice.
Eventually is able to take him down though. Doesn't suffer any additional damage either. As lobbing on the nano, going to be too late to try to really find any punish damage there onto the plant. Patman now very deep late lurk around this B site. Mako at risk of getting caught. As all sites from DRX are currently trained forward here on this position. Estrella is moments away from potentially dying.
Nice
Patman striking
banget,
now from
Patman.
behind, finds one, and Bane similarly dead at screens. Something going to be picked off, but the cleanup is there. The Outlaw
Gila,
finds
Davai.
its value. Paper X get themselves up to double digits.
Welcome yang baru join.
So good. I love how something just yeets himself there at the end. Sacrifices himself for the cause so his teammates can get these kills. Good opening Outlaw shot. Sets up that opening kill. And then they just flood onto site. Reckoning be damned. Paper X getting ever so close. Timeout here. A lot of pressure on Termi and DRX. Get
26 gini guys.
turned around and turned around quickly.
Assalamualaikum Toronto kah? Udah
By
boleh
the
ucap
way,
gitu kah?
I have some beef with you.
Assalamualaikum
Go ahead.
I was
Toronto.
listening to your broadcast
Assalamualaikum
last week.
Masters.
the problem?
Anjay.
Well, first of all, you said whoever's sitting next to you, you'll back them up, unless it's me.
Yeah.
A.
Have
Okay?
you not noticed that yet?
No, I have, but
After all these
this
years.
is a
Tapi
bit.
menurutku
Shut up.
Estrella ini malah merusak gameplaynya si
B.
DRX ya.
B, you made a pun
siapa
last
lagi
week.
yang
Okay,
mau
this
ganti?
is what actually upsets me. You made a
Tim
pun.
Korea rata-rata
did.
mau carinya full Korea
And
semua.
I immediately regretted it.
Jarang ada yang mau import.
I'm so jealous
Yeah,
of Komodo right now.
because I made a pun in front of him.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
T1 yang biasa impor aja
Wow.
udah full Korea sekarang.
You're the one who's going to be judged in the long run.
I guess you're just gonna have to suck it up and move on with your life.
I mean, that's really the only choice I have. So yes.
That's good to have you back.
Yeah. Good to be back.
All right, well, scattered by here for a scattered DRX. It's Paper Rex looking to
Ding,
take some
awas, Ding.
very aggressive space.
Bener aja kan?
Does narrowly come away with that kill. Gunman
Beliau ini kenapa
similarly
guys?
on the forward peak. Finds something. Drop down Herd. As Divide
Lagi
up over
kurang
the top.
banget sih
Being
dia hari
spotted,
ini.
but Estrella not
Batman
noticing.
yang untung naiknya
Batman's
bagus
head was
ini.
just minorly exposed there over the top of that harbor wall.
Lihat tuh.
Patman.
Kena lagi, bro.
It's going crazy. Bring now dead. Just the one hero
Ih,
rifle
harum
in
banget
play.
ini,
The
lagi wangi
drop down.
banget.
10 men able to find
Batman-nya.
one more kill here with it, but Bane now stuck at back sight. Jumps
Gila,
out, but
lihat
no,
tuh.
it's Patman who
Lagi
rushes
dong.
forward. Mako now arriving. Knows where he's at, sends out the bite. Clear the recon. They're looking to try to double face, and Mako
Nice
cannot find it. Patman with a massive 4-piece.
Let's go.
Denying
Dua
any
lagi
heroics.
guys.
DRX
Toronto
can
menanti,
get damage, but they
guys.
cannot get the round win.
Just, I mean, a good start here for DRX. They're up
Gila.
5-3.
Dari yang
Patman
tidak meyakinkan bisa sangat meyakinkan
puts
gini
on
guys.
the mask and the cloak. Goes hero
Tapi lawan
mode.
terakhir sih Genji sih.
This is absolutely ridiculous stuff.
Tim yang paling
Goodness. He has
Bisa
been
buat PRX ini ya.
such a find here for
Shutdown banget.
PaperX, and he is fitting in so well. 16-9 now on the Viper. 2 rounds for PaperX to go to Masters Toronto.
Gunman. Solid start as Jing can take it down the Hunter's Fury in reply here. Forsaken getting the hit. Estrella going to be taken down. A 1-for-1 exchange at the end of it all. Smokes for walls. Patman on the corner here of the window. Peeks out, alerts. Bane sights now turned over towards mid.
He didn't clear it initially. They wait a little bit.
Goes for it now.
Got to check kitchen. You got to make sure you didn't walk past.
Stealth drone, nothing spotted. Forsaken does make his way across the mid. Thought maybe they would double back after the drone.
Jingnya udah mati lagi, bro.
Risk here being caught, but it's a little bit of early damage and tucks back around the corner. Patman unable to find that kill. We'll just go ahead, slide his way through tube, but now has the catch as Mako pinched up over the top. Hyunmin a little bit too late. The shots did not get found.
Bener-bener lagi wangi ya.
Eventually will be able to find it, but something goes up and over the top. Hyunmin dead. Player advantage massively in their hands. As Defy with the
Assalamualaikum
touchdown freeing.
Toronto.
The bank account's
Assalamualaikum
empty.
Kanada.
PaperX 1 round away from
Satu
getting
lagi
themselves over
guys.
to a Masters in 2-0
Welcome to the
fashion.
Masters back, bro.
Dude, this round is all Patman. The way he is playing this tube is so good. The trickery he is employing. Popping the turret, sliding back down, using his poison cloud to slide under the tube, catching him completely off guard. The timings, the movement, the efficiency. Dude, Patman.
The clutch
that
moment
is
dari
brilliant
Uncle guys. Uncle Dapai.
Not Defy, just gonna hold the line. Knives out.
Gunman over the top, just below him there is something. Drops down, gets
Ya,
pin
ketahuan
revealed.
tuh
Gunman
Yun
now
Min.
going to have to reposition. PaperX similarly thinking twice about working their way forward into that site. Pit available for a post plant. No ults to speak of at the moment here for the side of DRX. And Armageddon, if Freeing can find a kill.
Suruh freeing banyakin main Teho ya.
They threw out one single smoke over at Pipes. That's got DRX at
Semua
least
map
leaning
dimainin
an
Teho
extra
semua
player
bro
back
sama
over
dia.
towards A. Drone as well. So PaperX really trying to sell that they're still thinking about A. When we can see this is certainly more of a B hit. I like the change of position here for Bane. A little bit further back in kitchen.
Udah.
Take it
Dah,
down. I
guys.
thought maybe it
Kelar,
would be at
guys.
risk if the op could get onto a wider angle, but something has just been so damn clean. The drift under tube, Freeing turning back, but does he get timinged? Patman on the hunt, but Freeing finds a headshot. Armageddon now at the ready, sends it over towards Yellow. Youngman updrafted,
nice
finding the
banget.
Forsaken, going to be
Gak
taken
jadi
down.
guys, ternyata guys.
As the ult goes across, Paranoia not connecting, but something's blades do. Falls down to 8 HP, and it's he and Jing. The duelist duo to try to see if they can keep this from going on a little bit longer, but they cannot. Bane will find 3 kills to keep DRX afloat.
Bang, Jingnya
5
kenapa
rounds in a row
bang?
is what's needed though. To try to take
Bang,
this into
Jingnya
overtime.
kenapa bang?
Huge
Jingnya
step up here
bang.
from the DRX players. Some of their individual moments. Even though you lose
Bang,
one early.
Jingnya kenapa
Freeing.
bang?
Great recognition. Immediate understanding from DRX. They got to be watching for Patman under that tube. He's found ways to slip the net. And they got to be diligent.
Yang bener aja bang.
Good stuff. There's still hope here. We've seen what DRX can do. We saw it on
Busuk
Lotus.
ya,
They can
bawa
run
busuk
rounds
nih Jing
together.
guys.
They can challenge Hyunmin with the
Buah
op.
game,
Lockdown for Bane.
bener-bener.
Op as well for Device still.
Kayaknya IG-nya full nanti tuh.
Let's see what PaperX has in store.
TP deep over at Snowman. Mako sights immediately turned back towards that position. For a brief little moment at least.
Please Jing.
He's holding close, catches a glimpse, and
Astaga.
something's going to be taken down. Reads
Bener
it
lagi.
incredibly well. Mako turns back and finds the lurk.
Saya guys 12 sama guys.
DRX fighting back here, tooth and nail.
Set. Udah 12 nih bang, satu lagi bang.
The 4 remaining chances.
I'd just save here as PaperX, to be honest.
Yeah, the money is going to be a bit out of sorts. As there's a reset on the aim, Strayek collecting 2. And now it's just the operator in the hands of Devi.
Si main OP
Call
bro.
to save.
Duitnya udah jelek
Just
banget
have
tuh
to be
lihat.
made here.
Tapi masih bisa saving sih.
As the spike is
Kalah
out in
satu
no
run
man's
lagi nih.
land.
There should be no world
9-12,
where
9-13
Devi
paling.
does this. He's going to make a go for it, maybe. Just get out, my friend.
Just
This is
get out
long
my
since
friend.
over.
He's been having a hell of a
Just
day.
get out,
This
my
might
friend.
be a bit of a stretch. So we'll just go ahead, save, go for the operator. Has no idea if there's anybody flanking him here. And we'll just play this out as quietly as we possibly can. 20 seconds to go by. DRX will get themselves an 8th round win.
Yeah, they just shut the door here on B. Mako not fooled at all. You cannot fool the master. He's one of the best in the business when it comes to smoke trickery. And he is just head on a swivel, ready to go for an attempted kind of cheeky crunch play from the side of Paper Rex, and wins his duel against something and immediately turns his attention back towards Jing. This is, what a timing there as well. As that poison cloud is blooming. It's a lot harder for something to react. All right. Timeout now.
Langsung timeout, bro.
Paper Rex. Talk about this a little bit more. It's the first one they've had to use.
Aduh. Guys,
Been
9 guys.
in a fairly comfortable position. I mean, when you look back at the round sheet, how
Satu
this
lagi
is
guys,
developed.
12 guys.
Been in a solid spot, started off the half with that pistol win. So now, looking to pump the brakes here for just a moment.
Chill guys, chill.
And get those gears turning
Watching
again. Try to
PRX
bring
makes
this
you
to a
better
conclusion,
chill.
to avoid OT, to avoid a 3rd map.
Chillin, bro.
Have it be over and done with. As both of these teams have to be prepared for another series tomorrow, a longer one at that. And as the loser here, or the winner here, I should say, has to go up against RRQ. The loser is done until stage 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
RRQ
grueling
siapa yang menang
run,
ya kira-kira ya?
saw T1 do it in
RRQ
kickoff.
Yeah.
So
RRQ
very doable to come
rada-rada
through and
gimana
still.
gitu.
Thought
Tapi
Genji
nggak tahu
do
dah.
it all of last year.
Yeah, basically. I'd like to see the
Teksturnya
outpass
tadi
over to something
wangi
here,
banget juga ya.
maybe play a little bit of tube pressure, but one way or another, this works as well.
Well, Pit immediately going to be invested here from Mako. Not wanting to give this round up, has the judge, but has to backpedal. That forces him out from the moment. As something gets quite a bit of damage in. Mako down to 54, just from that frenzy at mid-range.
Loses the pit.
Has to give it up. Paper Rex now, they might feel even more inclined to pressure this side of the map.
Love the way they did that. Drone into a recon, Devi finds a kill.
Ring taken down. There
Sabar,
underneath
sabar,
tube,
sabar.
just got the peak. Bane now having to hold that angle, which leaves Mako by himself.
Ini kuncinya di Mako ini.
Hand to the sky for Patman.
Guys, nge-lag guys. Ah.
Ready to send out that bite. That's the start. The lockdown sent. Matched in kind here from the defender's
Diadu guys.
Looking to try to disrupt his Mako. Trying to find any kind of damage that he could possibly get. Blight going to be layered in. He'll get pinged out. Forsaken. Tagged up a bit as something is going to be detained. But Bane hasn't noticed quite just yet. He has not turned back. Finally does. Moments before something would have gained his weapon. 2 kills going to be found. Player advantage now for the side of DRX. Still though, the operator in hand for Devi. Paranoia sent out. Lion's share of the players able to dodge with the nano swarm. Finds Estrella.
Nice, Toronto.
Last kill.
Let's go.
Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, the train is for real. Paper X have qualified to Masters Toronto.
Let's go guys. Akhirnya. Wah, puas banget sih.
They are back on the global stage.
Struggle di awal udah kayak gitu.
Untung
masih bisa lolos guys.
They are back, ladies and gentlemen.
They are really back to Toronto, guys.
Here today. A 2-0, a run
Let's
through
fucking
the playoffs,
go.
and they're back. And it doesn't
Senyumnya beda banget,
look
guys.
that different to how it has in the past.
Pada puas banget tuh senyumnya tuh.
They are fragging out, and they look so good.
Commiserations.
Let's
I'm sure
go,
that these battles will be taken
bro.
with a heavy heart for the side of DRX.
Welcome to
not able
Masters.
to make it to back international appearances here in 2025. But you have to give enormous credit to the team as well as the coaching staff for what they've had to deal with this season as far as just the changes coming through.
Bundle udah kebeli kan? Tinggal jersey doang nih guys.
It's been a very solid effort from them, but the same could very much be said to Paper Rex, Patman, will be making his way onto the international stage.
Kayaknya udah kebeli nih guys.
What a trajectory
Bisa yuk,
for this
jersey
young
yuk.
player. It has been from getting picked up a decent first outing into absolutely helping demolish
W dulu
DRX
guys.
as they qualify.
W gaming dulu guys. W gaming dulu guys.
Tremendous.
All right, well, we'll send it down to Jen, who's going to be standing by with our winners interview.
Congratulations and welcome to Masters Toronto PaperX. Congratulations, Alex. Congratulations, Davai. Here you go, microphone. If I could have you stand in the center, Davai.
Uncle,
Alex, microphone for you.
Mr. Clutch.
네, 페이퍼렉스의 다바이
Mr.
선수
Clutch
알렉스
is
감독
back,
만나보도록
bro.
하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다. 경기 끝나고 선수들 모두 너무 기뻐하던데요. 사실 그도 그럴 것이 너무나도 험난한 길을 통해서 마스터즈 진출에 성공했습니다. 지금 어떤 생각이 가장 먼저 드는지 다바이 선수에게 물어보고
Artinya apa, Bang
싶네요.
Messi?
Congratulations guys. I mean, I could see the
Nah, gitu
excitement
dong.
in your eyes.
Bahasa Inggris.
especially for
Nggak ngerti
Forsaken's
bahasa
reaction
Korea.
too. But you guys will be fighting in Toronto. So can you tell us about how excited you are to be back on the international stage?
I mean,
Lihat.
obviously, I'm very happy, and I think the team feels the same way. We've been working very hard ever since we have a
kelihatan
rough
sih.
start in the beginning of the
Kebayar
season.
sih kalian sih.
But I told the team that
Struggle-nya
even in the
gimana,
DFN game,
bounce
we're gonna go
back-nya
to
gimana.
먼저 기분이 너무 좋고 너무 좀 힘든 시즌이었기
tuntutan
때문에
dari fans
그만큼
gimana ya
눈치
kan?
본 것 같고요.
Wah.
그리고 오늘 진짜
Gila sih.
승리를 하면
Buat
토론토에
yang
가니까
ngerti-ngerti aja ya.
다 같이 힘내서 한번 이겨보자라는 마인드가 잘 통했던 것 같다고 합니다. 근데 포세이큰 선수가 정말
Gimana caranya
기뻐하던데
untuk
왜
tetap
그렇게
menghibur?
기뻐했을까요? So Forsaken going,
Tapi
"Holy
mereka harus menang guys.
sheesh." Like,
Dikala
3 times in a
perubahan
row.
meta
Why?
semua segala macam
I
guys,
think
gara-gara Teho guys.
Been working out also, and also I think
Gokil sih.
been very excited, and also he's also been working very hard. So yeah, I guess the gym energy is hitting him.
요즘 그 포세이큰 선수가 헬스를 많이
Tapi
해서
uniknya mereka
체력이
tetap
좋아지고 좀
pertahanin
에너지가 채워진 것 같고
menghiburnya
또
itu
이렇게
guys.
토론토에 갈 수 있어서 너무 좋았다고 그래서 그런 격한 리액션이 나온 것 같다고 얘기를 합니다. 그리고 알렉스 감독님도 좀 마스터즈를 가게 되면서 방콕은 함께하지 못했지만 지금 토론토 갈 생각에 너무 기쁘실 것 같고 또
Ayo,
팀원들이
persiapan lawan Ricky
자랑스러우실
gimana
것
nih?
같은데요. 소감부터 들어보도록
Masih bisa sih
하겠습니다.
harusnya.
Alex, I mean you guys missed
Tapi
out
ya, at
Bangkok,
least aman
but
lah
this
ya.
time you guys will be flying over to
Tapi
Canada.
kalau juara sih langsung
to fight
champion nih guys.
on an international stage once
Poinnya
again.
banyak
How
nih.
proud
Bisa
are
langsung
you
ke champion
of
nih.
the PaperX guys, and also
Tabungan.
how happy are you tonight?
I mean, I'm obviously very happy. I think I can see the amount of work they put in. You know, even from the start of the kickoff, I think
Juara
we
stage
came
1
back
ini
immediately after
lumayan
we
nabung
basically
poin
took
banyak
like
ini.
a 5 days break and we came back immediately
Buat
to
ke
Korea,
champion.
to achieve
Akhir
this.
tahun nanti ya.
So I am extremely proud of them.
워낙 이 선수들이 너무 열심히 해준 걸 알고 있기 때문에 그 노력이 빛을 발한 것 같고 그리고 사실 킥오프 끝났을 때 그때부터 좀 더 폼을 올리고 좀 퍼즐 조각을 맞추기 위해서 끝나고 5일 만에 다시 한국으로 돌아와서 다 같이 열심히 스테이지 1을 준비했기 때문에 너무너무 기쁜 결과라고 얘기를 했는데요. 좀 다바이 선수에게 여쭤보고 싶어요. 지난 5주간 상당히 많은 변화가 있었습니다. 뭐 팬맨 선수의 합류로 인해서 분위기도 많이 달라졌고 조합도 많이 달라졌고 그리고 모두가 페이버렉스가 기억을 찾은 것 같다라는 평가까지 받게 됐는데요. 어떤 요소가 어떤 변화가 페이퍼렉스가 이렇게 다시 폼을 되찾는데 큰 도움이 됐는지 가장 도움이 됐는지도 물어보고
panjang
싶네요.
banget bang.
Davai,
Kayaknya
you
tadi cepat banget
guys
dah.
had a lot of changes that you had
Nggak
to go
sepanjang itu dah.
through within the past 5 weeks, right? You know, Patman coming in, vibe has changed, comps have changed. You know, people are saying, "Oh, PaperX is definitely back." You were saying we're back. So, what do you think the biggest factor was when it comes to PaperX remembering who they were and you guys getting back into that prime form?
Yang tahu struggle-nya
So, I
mereka
think
sih
it's hard
puas
to
banget ya ini ya.
get the form
Berbayar
again because,
bener-bener
I mean,
nih.
let's be real. This year we have so many good teams, like especially from Pacific, you know. So we've been trying a lot of things in practice and stuff, and of course there's a lot of online coaches as well, you know. Like try this, try that.
lihat tangkel lihat
Yeah, I mean,
tangkel.
it's good that it's working out. I mean, to be fair, we had Pac-Man on the first game. We knew that it wasn't enough time yet to get the chemistry together, but we believe in the process, and also thanks to you guys that been supporting us. You know who you are.
Ping pong rituals helped you out too? Yeah?
I mean, ping pong is quite fun, but I'm not that good.
네. 먼저 워낙 그 퍼시픽 팀들이 쟁쟁하기 때문에 열심히 일을 했어야 됐었고 워낙 열심히 노력을 한 게 빛을 발한 부분도 있었지만 그리고 팬맨 선수가 처음 합류했을 때 당분간은 좀 삐그덕거릴 수 있겠다라는 걸 좀 감안을 하고 열심히 노력을 했고요. 팬맨 선수 적응 이후에는 너무나도 좋은 결과를 만들어낸 것 같고 확실히 이렇게 하나로 똘똘 뭉쳐서 열심히 하고 그리고 좀 약간의 그 온라인 전문가들의 피드백을 받았다고 해요. 그 중국 레딧에서도 피드백을 보면서 약간 비꼬는 것 같기는 한데 고쳐나갈 때 고쳐나가고 스테이지 1 동안 정말 많은 변화를 도입을 하면서 스타일을 찾아갈 수 있었고 그래서 좀 그 탁구가 많이 도와준 것 같냐고 하니까 탁구 재밌고 도움이 확실히 되는 것 같지만 다바이 선수 스스로는 탁구 잘 못한다고 실력까지 공개를 해줬는데요. 여기에 대해서 또 알렉스 감독은 어떻게 생각하고 있는지 궁금합니다.
panjang banget nih bahasa Korea.
끌어올리는데 어떤 부분이 가장 도움이 됐을까요? I want to hear from you, Alex. What do you think enabled you guys to get back in form, figure things out quick enough so that you guys can book your way to Toronto?
I think the biggest thing was just to get a win under our belt.
The biggest thing jangan marah-marah bang. Itu doang
You
bang.
can see we're struggling in the DFM game because we're just trying our best to just win. The most important thing was that the players had to believe that they were good enough to do it. You know, after the DFM game, I think everything changed. We were a little bit more confident. We knew that hey, we're not that bad. We had a lot of external help as well, performance coach, remote coaching from other people. You know, and I think that's a big deal. Also, we have Sliggy. I don't know if everyone knows the meme, but he was running he was leading the train charge. You know, and we managed to get it to Toronto somehow. We're still going to be here in Korea. We have things to do. Not finished yet. We're gonna pick up some more people, but we are gonna get to. I mean, I'm glad to say that the trade will be stopping in Toronto.
That's my mechanic. Hello. And also shout out to Pujan. You are our lucky charm. So thank you.
Good job.
일단 승리하는 게 가장 중요했고 DFM 때 많이 힘들기는 했지만 어쨌든 승리를 했기 때문에 거기서부터 이제 선수들이 우리도 이길 수 있는 힘이 있고 다시 잘할 수 있다라고 느낀 게 가장 큰 변화였다고 얘기를 하고요.
studionya kayak kecil banget ya.
원격으로 코칭을 해주고
Tapi
그리고
proper
코칭
gitu loh.
스태프들이
Jadi
많이
kelihatan penuh gitu
도와주기도
akhirnya.
했고 슬리기 선수가 이 열차 유행을 시켜서
Korea the
슬리기
best sih.
슬리기님을 필두로 한 열차가 드디어 마스터즈 토론토에 정차할 수 있어서
Hey guys,
너무 좋다고
토론토
얘기를
guys.
하고요. 그리고 다바이 선수는 개인적으로 FNS 선수까지 샤웃아웃을 해주면서 우리의
Udahan dulu guys ya.
럭키 참이었다라고 얘기를 해줬습니다. 자
Kenapa?
이렇게 해서
Hola.
내일 RRQ를
Kenapa,
만나게
guys?
될 텐데 각오 한마디 듣고 인터뷰 끝내볼게요. Facing RRQ
Thank you guys yang udah nonton, yang udah
What's your
mampir.
mindset heading into
Jangan
that
lupa di like dan subscribe guys.
I mean, we had our
Kita lanjut
ex-teammate
lagi
in
di
the
live
team.
berikutnya
I just
ya.
hope that he's gonna
W
perform
game
well,
dulu
he's
guys,
also gonna
W
perform well so that the
game.
viewers enjoy the show. I guess
W
it's the better
guys.
of the Indonesian, you know.
Thank you guys yang udah
This one is the
nonton.
better
Bye bye.
Indonesian.
See you next time. See you next video.
워낙 예전에 함께했던 선수